Hey, Rick James, first one in tonight. You beat the NWO guy. He's usually pretty good at being first. Uncle T, thanks for joining. Demetrius, David 8 Campbell, Skywalker. There you go with the dumb shit. Anybody that believes that is, I hate to say they're just an idiot, but they are just an idiot. Rick James, yeah, thanks for being the first one in. Ramonit, did I say that wrong? I probably butchered that. I'm sorry. Okay, Joe D18, you might actually have some questions tonight. Okay, cool. We'll get people in here and then we'll get Reggie in and then we can start asking questions. Idol, thanks for joining. Let's see. DJ Gary, always good to have you on. Appreciate that. Robert Torres, same for you. Appreciate you always being on. Bossman 301, Kevin what is that, Raspberry? DJ Cavani. T-Bird Life, thanks for joining. Carrion Triplet. Yeah, I agree with you. Brick Colcock, appreciate you for being on. Yeah, we'll get some people in, give it maybe 5 or 6 minutes, and then I'll try to text Reggie and ask him to join in. Bossman 301, I don't think he can receive calls. I think it's only outgoing calls. But okay, Mr. G Stack from Florida, I appreciate that. It's 10 p.m. over there. So thank you for coming on. Is that stupid scandalous LA guy Fester? No. Uncle Fester is somebody else. The scandalous guy is the guy in the UK that's scared of his own voice. I love when he gets okay. David 8 Campbell, appreciate that comment. And Dogg, thanks for coming in and joining. Just about over the 100 viewer mark for live views. Trey Build Chevys, Compton in here. Okay. Thanks for coming in. I'm sure if you have some Compton related questions, Reggie always likes talking about that. So hope all is well, John and Reggie. All right. Thank you, Sonny Black, for that comment. Machiavelli, thanks for joining. DJ Aftershocked. What is with Tupac conspiracy theories in the UK? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure about that. But all right, Mighty, thanks for coming in. Nate Davis. It changes by the day, but if I were to say right now, today, I would say hold your head. Anthony, no, not at this time. Not unless somebody hits me up and says they want me to try to find somebody to get rid of theirs for. But if you send me an email, I'll keep your name, and if anything pops up, I can let you know. Mr. Goodnight, what's the latest on the Diddler? They're still going through the trial. I'm sure I'll get Reggie to speak on it. So we'll talk about that. Mighty Tupac Stellarize OG is the greatest of all time Tupac verse. You got a point there. Death Row Days, thanks for joining. From Washington DC. Appreciate you coming on. Devon Tizzle 92. I did not mean to skip you. Sorry about that. Thank you for coming in. Facial recognition is real and a federal charge. I don't know what that means. What's your point? Facial recognition is real and a federal charge. Okay, I don't know what that's referring to. Who's Suge's prison boyfriend? I have no idea. With that stuff, you gotta ask the people who say it. I have no idea. Fire Leo MH, thank you for joining. Kenneth N, appreciate you coming in. Is All Out Tupac's last ever song? I think it's the Tyson song, but it was one of 3 songs that last night before they went to Vegas. It was Hell for Hustler, All Out, or the Tyson song. What the exact order was, I'm not positive, to be honest. But it was one of them. So, Old Man Barker, who cares? I don't know. I don't know what that means either. Wally Cooper, thank you for saying that. Appreciate the compliment. Okay, so we got 120 people on. Let me try to get Reggie. Let's see. Let me text them. always feel awkward being on here solo because I know people don't want to hear anything. Hope everything is healthy and happy. Oh, I hope everyone's healthy and happy. Bomb first. Jason, thank you for saying that. Carrion, I have no idea. We'll have to ask Reggie about that. Thomas Carter, first time in the chat. All right, cool. Thank you for joining. Glad you tuned in. Roxon224, thank you for that compliment. I appreciate that. We definitely have better and more content coming this upcoming weekend. So we'll see how that goes. Why Tupac has so many versions of Machiavelli track listing? I think they evolved as he created more and more songs. But I just speculate. You'd have to ask Edie over on his channel if he could give some insight into that. But that would be my guess. Oh, I got you, old man Barker. You were talking about whatever Suge's doing in prison. Who cares? Gotcha. John, why did the Bomb First forums get taken down? It just ended up being a place where a lot of people just complained about stuff, and it was dwindling more and more and more. So just decided to take it down. Welcome back, Reggie.
What's going on, Bomb First? How y'all doing? Man, what's going on in LA right now, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All you people that voted for Donald Trump. Nah, I actually kind of agree with Donald this time, y'all. So y'all can get mad, but I think he should have sent the National Guard. Well, I can wait to do something after they tear up every goddamn thing. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how this play out.
Yeah.
But I think I might finally agree with something that Donald did. that and fighting with his ex-best friend, I guess Suge Knight and rubbed off on me, rubbed off on him, fighting with all his friends. But yeah, Reggie a closet Trump support. No, not at all. I just hate to see shit toe up. Vandalism drive me crazy, yo.
Yeah.
I hated taggers more than I hated anything.
I remember you telling me that.
I hate it. I just hate shit tore up, you know?
Yeah.
Well, when women go and when they bust out dudes' car windows, you know, and all of that as clown Suge Knight trying to say I beat up somebody or made somebody have sex with me for. That clown. But yeah. I do hate people that tear up shit though. But yeah, that bothers me more than anything. But especially tagging, you know, we got the fucking Olympics coming, we got the World Cup and soccer coming, and then, you know, these people from the other countries about to come and see all this vandalism for motherfuckers. Well, from people that don't even pay taxes. I have a problem with. So yes, I do agree with Donald on this one. I don't agree with Governor Newsom and Karen Bass for being upset. But hey, that ain't what we're here for. We're not here to talk politics because I know I turn half of y'all off. And then, you know, the other half, yeah, I just don't need to turn nobody off. It's Choke telling the truth. Yes, Choke No Joke is telling the truth about everything. He knows everything that's going on in Reggie Wright life and Death Row. This was the man that was getting slapped around like a little puppy doll when he was over there working for Rockefeller. Shit, I don't even think Rockefeller started blowing up until 98, 99.
Yeah.
So he's telling all this truth. That nigga don't know nothing. He was a fucking video photographer, which nothing wrong with that. I talk about people jobs. But one thing y'all gonna learn from me, that's what I'm a closet talker shit about. Because if you get up and go to work and do a job and making a honest dollar, man, you doing what you're supposed to do. You doing what you're supposed to do. So anybody that gets up and go and make an honest dollar to support their family or to put food in their mouth, I may talk shit about you, but I don't really respect you if I'm keeping it real. So, just all you niggas living with your mama and daddy that don't do nothing. Mama, can I have $10 so I can go buy a pack of cigarettes? No, use the bum to me. But anyway, shout out Miss Tasha. I believe you the type of woman that have 2 jobs. So shout out, yeah. But most women do work hard. It's mostly us young black men. I ain't gonna just say black. Forget that. Young men that don't like to, go out there and do something. But we gotta stop that. But I'm not here to bash nobody. I'm just pretty much saying if you get up and go to work, I don't care what you do. Shout out and respect to you. Trey Green, what up, dog? What's up, Reggie and John? According to Bosco 100, okay, Pac got put on the mob by fighting Heron. Neck bone and Buntry too. Guess he been listening to Live and Die in L.A., huh? Well, okay, it is true that I believe Pac was starting to clean the mob. Like you say, I was looking at a song he did with Ice-T, where on that song that he did, what was that? The one about dying and stuff, where he said, "I ain't got love for the guys on the other side."
Oh, you mean the one he performed during the
Yeah,
show with IC? Yeah, only God
yeah.
can judge me. Yeah.
Only God can judge me. So when I heard that, I was like, damn, Pac really was claiming to be from one side or the other while he was on death row. But you can believe this and take this, and I'll put this on anything. Pac ain't got jumped on by nobody. Ain't nobody, I know jumping in a gang and all of that is supposedly done by all love and all of that. That ain't happened, dog. So you heard the person that was over there on Cal Capone's show that he called. He didn't put no name to it. Bosco is, I don't know how old Bosco is. But shout out Bosco. I ain't got no beef. Don't want no beef with Bosco 100. But I don't even think the person he was talking to was over 40 that he called. And if that happened, then Trey would have heard about it. When Trey said on the show a while ago that Pac was claiming the hood, Pac was one of the homies, he would have said that Pac got jumped in.
Mm.
I don't believe Bosco ever Pac ever got jumped in, but they did allow him to claim the hood because they were being loyal. And shit, Pac was Pac. Who wouldn't want to be associated with Tupac, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what it was all about. Why did you and Suge fall out? Oh, he started tapping at me, and I know why. Because he asked me why was I doing that and all of that when we was having private conversations. And I told him because I don't believe it. He was very, very disappointed with me for defending that Snoop Dogg had nothing to do with the murder of Tupac. And, for a man that been accused of being involved in the murder of Tupac for since, I guess, about 98, 99, meaning me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know how that hurts. Being accused of being a part of a murder of somebody that you actually was around, you liked, you knew. I joke and make jokes and laugh it off and brush it off about when people accuse me of having something to do with the murder of Biggie. It bothers me, but it doesn't bother me 50% more or times, 50% time, as much as it hurts me when people accuse me of having something to do with the death of Tupac other than negligence. I do admit that my company was negligence. And so I say all that to say that's why and the only reason I don't have no love, I don't have no relationship with Snoop at all. But that's the only reason. Last time I probably been in Snoop presence, he was getting slapped by my direction. And so I have no love for Snoop. So yeah. And so he didn't like that I was defending Snoop. He didn't like that. He didn't like that at all, Chris Walker. What happened to Top Dog? He's still around out in Mississippi. I heard he just had a baby recently. Knock it off, Rich. Okay. All right, you know better than I would. You created a climate and hid the artist royalties behind it. Okay. So you saying Suge didn't know about that? Is that what you're saying? And we hit the royalties, or we did buyouts? You can't listen to idiots on YouTube, Skywalker, because they don't be knowing everything and knowing what's going on. Oh, I'm not gonna put John on the spot because I know he don't have it handy available. But I'll do a video this week. We won't start back taping. I think me and John gonna tape this week. Then I'm gonna do a video with the paperwork addressing that for y'all, showing y'all paperwork of how that company was formatted and who signed those rights over to me themselves personally. I'll do that. All right. I asked you in the bloody bunch of stumbles. Bloody bunch. Okay, you're a white boy. All right. You know, that bloody bunch. Yeah. You got a fucking Detroit Lion logo on you. You from the UK. We don't use the word bloody over here. Reggie, what do you think of the protest? Yeah, I kind of talked about it at the beginning. I understand the protest part. I don't understand the people that tear up shit. But I'm all for the protest. I don't like people at work. I love working people. I think it's wrong to go, man, it's so bad out here. Most of the kids are graduating from high school. And the LA Unified School District superintendent said, well, if your immigration shit's not in order, you probably should watch it on Zoom, you know? Why do people have to worry about going to their kids' high school graduation and possibly being arrested by ICE? I have a problem with that. I have a problem with people being at work. I kind of cried on one day. I saw a lady in Baltimore getting arrested by ICE. And she didn't give a fuck about getting arrested and all that. All she was worried about is my kids is at school. They're not going to, how they going to know, you know, who going to pick up my kids? Who going to go take care of, who going to go get my kids from school? Shit like that is wrong, y'all. If you got criminal charges and you did all that, there's people showing up to courthouse, working on their paperwork to get legalized or whatever for years. And then they showing up to the courthouse arrested now. That's wrong. Now, if you just got out of jail for XYZ crime, especially the barroom crimes, which is burglary, arson, rape, mayhem, murder, any of those crimes, you just getting out of jail for that, and they sitting at the gate, or they put you on the bus and deport you, I have no problem with that. But showing up to people jobs that's been working, good tax-paying, law-abiding citizens for 5 years, 3 years, or whatever, I have a problem with. But I don't have a problem with the government protecting shit from getting tore up, like buildings and spray painting and police cars, or regular people driving down the street in their cars getting rocks thrown at them. People that's doing that, that's being disruptive like that, I have a problem with that. That's not protest. That's being a criminal. Yeah.
We'll do a segment on this more in depth, but quick thoughts, Reggie. Somebody did a super chat asking any thoughts on Tyrin Turner's interview on Art of Dialogue.
Me and Tyrin Turner been on the phone today for about an hour. talking. Yeah, no. He may come and do a segment with us this week. Matter of fact, I may send him the link and see if he join in on us. I want to ask him to join in tonight.
Okay.
Okay. All I'm gonna say is Ray J and Tyrin Turner put me further back in line because he got to tap at both of them first, right? Whenever he start doing interviews, if he come tapping at Reggie Wright after those two did him like they've been doing him the last week, then I'm gonna know something. But yeah, sure got to get Tyron, y'all. He got to get Ray J. Ray J tore him up. Tyron and my boy Tata. James did okay. I may have to jump in front of James' line in line, but I better be at least number 4 that he tried to tap at. But you know who I'm disappointed in? I don't know if I'm disappointed in him.
Who?
It's going to be interesting to see if he allows Suge to come back on his platform and then tap at Tyron. Because if Art and Suge didn't fall out, and he allowed Tyron to come on his show and do that. Now, as John pointed out to me and reminded me, he said, well, he did it to you and Keefy D. He let y'all do that back and forth. I said, yeah, but that was with my blessings. You know, I knew what was going on, you know? But y'all think Suge knew that Tyron was going to do that? So it's going to be interesting to see if Art and Suge didn't fall out and he allowed Tyron to do that. And if he did that, yeah, I'll wait and see. I'll hold my judgment. But y'all think about that. If he allowed Tyron to do that, and they've been doing no great things together, yeah. But I'm not saying Art and Suge fell out because I don't know that. Right. I don't know that at all. But what would you look at a man or respect a man that let guys come on there? Now, if they fell out, then it's all good, you know. But they didn't fall out, and he didn't give Suge heads up that he going to let this. And that's why one thing I got to give Art respect on me, with me in his situation. You know, people tapped here and there at me, but nothing major like that. And he never let nobody come on his channel and disrespect me like that.
Yeah.
But he could have easily done that and justifiably did that.
Yeah.
You know, after all the things I started saying about him for a minute. But I hope like hell he did not I mean that, you know, him and Suge are in good standing, and he let somebody come on this show and do that. I hope like hell not. That didn't happen. Because then he's wrong.
Unless he took the route of like, hey, I'm just an independent person. I let people say.
You don't do that. You stay out of it.
Gotcha.
I don't want no part of that.
Okay.
Reggie, did you know Pooh from Occasion Block? Yep. Yeah, I know Pooh. No, he was a little younger, but yep. Him and my cousin, I got a cousin, the Hendersons. Jeff Henderson and them. Those are my people. And they were all claiming Occasion Block and stuff together. Can you and Suge squash it now? There's no coming back from some of the things that Suge said about me and I said about him. We can shut up. I'm not going to respond or say anything bad about Suge anymore until he do another interview. But if he do, then yeah, then we'll, you know, tap at each other like we've been doing. But I said what I had. He said what he had to say. I said what I had to say. So the ball's back in his court now. No, these content creators do anything for money, or doesn't care what Suge thinks. We're going to find out. I don't see that. I don't want to believe that about him, C. Green. I really don't want to believe that about him because he doesn't need it. Art puts up anybody. He put up anybody. Perfect example. Chopper over there do 200,000 on his channel. He's over there on my boy Cal Capone show. Can't get 10,000. So it's not the person. It's the channel.
Yeah.
It's the channel, y'all. Art has a following. He has a channel. He built his channel up. And it's almost at the point where he needs to be charging people to come on his channel. He's at the point now where he don't have to pay nobody to come on this channel. But Gene. Yeah. But that's my opinion. What is your least favorite Tupac song? Well, the one I hate to hear, what I turn away from is Keep Your Head Up. I Get Around. I don't listen to stuff like that no more. I Get Around. Those were fire back in the day. But when the last time you've been to a party and you heard somebody put on I Get Around? Zach T, you need to talk to Reggie Wright. You hit me up on the Instagram. I'm very, very accessible. Mm-hmm. Anybody want to talk to me, you can always talk with me. If you don't work, you want to eat. If you don't work, you want to eat, okay? Maybe my favorite Pac song, if you're really, really listening, I can learn a lot, okay? What's your phone number? Is Pac? Oh, got you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was a sample, though. That was a lady cab driver sample.
Yeah.
And that wasn't really, I always took that as an interlude. I really never took that as a song. But I took that as an interlude for some reason.
Somebody sent super chat, Reggie, and said, were Lip Dog and Timmy with the, I'm just going to say business in the 90s? Any stories?
Yeah. They all have done things. As I always say, each person has had a special quality. I talk shit about Lip. Lip have did whole things, but Lip was no buster. Timmy, Timmy had brothers that, I don't know of any missions or anything that Timmy ever did, but Timmy was no buster. Timmy got a lot of juice over in the neighborhood currently. And so, I won't take no gangsterism from or gang banging activities from either one of them.
Okay.
No, the DJ Vlad interview is not going down finesse.
I'm going to play this video real quick. I want to get your reaction to it real quick. It's a short one. Okay. So let me see. So let me share my screen. And then, okay. All right, here we go. You see it to the left, Reggie?
Okay.
Can you? Are you able to see this? I'll keep playing it, but look to the left.
Who, that handsome black man?
That was Reggie Wright.
Where's that at?
The Grammy.
The Grammys. Oh,
yeah.
Well, what's happening?
It's
I
just
can't really see it because I'm on the.
oh, it's Tupac, Corrupt, and Snoop Dogg and Suge just taking photos in front of a car.
Oh,
And
okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then
Okay.
it pans over and shows you.
Yeah, I know. But you can't tell that was the person that was running everything. Yeah. But it's all good. I mean, that's just people that like to say I wasn't around, but they don't know.
Yeah.
Do you think Tupac is coming around with the karma for Diddy?
With
Do you
karma.
mean, do I
Yeah.
think Diddy is catching karma? I don't believe in karma. I don't believe in karma like a lot of people do. I just believe in, you just try to have a good character and be who you are. Things going to happen. Yeah, yeah, I don't believe in karma. People always say, Reggie, well, you fucked up now because you had bad karma and you did this. Well, I'm sure you know somebody, grandmother, grandfather, baby, uncle, or whatever that died from COVID. They died. So did they have bad karma? You know, things that happen to people that's fighting cancer and all of that. Is that because they have bad karma? Or is that just because things happen? I'm not one for karma. I know a lot of y'all believe in karma and all of that. I just believe things happen. God put things in our way to test our loyalty to Him and to make us learn examples from what's going on. He uses people and let things happen to people so people can learn from them, so they can, cheating on your wives and stuff like that, or having different women and all of that. I didn't know it was wrong or look bad at until I started watching TV shows, seeing things happen to people that like, damn, now he over there, he used to have 3 women. Now he ain't got no women over there to look out and take care of him. And so you learn from stuff like that. So you kill Pac. There's no evidence that I killed Pac. Maybe if you said I orchestrated the hit on Pac or something like that, then maybe if you say something like that, I can argue you down. But to say I actually was the one to kill Pac, no, I wasn't even there. So, but so that just show you really an idiot. Um,
Here's a super chat that says Art says Tyron smashed Michelle A. Is Tyron lying or is Suge lying?
oh, y'all so funny with that. Yeah, y'all funny. Y'all don't remember me telling y'all this story about a year or 2 ago? Y'all don't remember that? And then Tyron got on the show and said, that didn't happen. Reggie lied. I don't know what you're talking about. But now he admitting it. Y'all don't remember me telling those stories. Y'all funny to me. Y'all funny. Y'all don't remember me telling you that about Tyrin Turner and why Tyrin Turner got beat up. Okay. Superhead came a little bit later. She loved Ray J the most. Did you go to Compton Swap Meet in the 90s, man? Yeah. There every day. Worked there a few days at the Compton Swap Meet. Shit, my daddy, anybody that know anything about Compton, he was at the Compton Swap Meet every Sunday working. He ran the Compton Swap Meet on Sundays, on his day off. Him and his boy, a guy named Philip Bailey and Gil Cross, they had the security contract at the Compton Swap Meet.
Somebody said, Reggie, when you say you believe murder rap, do you believe the part about Norris Anderson and Teresa Swan? Oh, sorry. The part about you, Norris Anderson, and Teresa Swan setting it up and paying Poochie.
I believe the findings, whatever was put in there.
Okay.
Notice I always use knowingly. Whenever I said knowingly had anything to do with the murder of Biggie.
Yeah.
I got to watch the words I say.
Yeah.
I always say knowingly. Suge say Pac used to call you pork, but I never heard him say that. So how can I say that Suge's lying or not? But I can understand Suge. That's the first time Suge ever said that publicly, and now he's saying that now because he's mad. And so people say a lot of things when they're mad. Yeah.
Okay, there was a super chat earlier that we missed. Let me find it real quick. Oh, it was Brent Johnson. Brent Johnson, can you put your question in there? Because you sent a super chat, but the question was not attached.
What up, Brent? That's my boy.
Okay.
That's my boy from the MD. See your nephew went to another school again. He got a nephew that can shoot. He could beat Steph Curry in a 3-point shooting contest.
Okay, somebody said, Uncle Reggie, did you watch the BET Awards last night?
No, but I heard it's good, Tom. I heard it was good. I heard it was pretty good. I heard my sister told me that the speech that Jamie Foxx gave had her thinking about me and made her cry. But I'm going to watch it. If John wouldn't call and ask me to do that, that was my plan to watch tonight. And John just called me about an hour ago and said, let's do a live stream tonight. It was something else. I did watch something online that I wanted to point out. I don't know if John got it.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Play this, y'all, and let's see if y'all catch it.
Okay, 1 second.
But let me finish answering this question, though, and then you can play it.
Okay.
It was something else I liked. I liked B2K did okay. What y'all think? The tribute to Jennifer Hudson, Snoop Dogg, of course. I think he deserves an Icon Award. Snoop been in the game now for what, 30 years? 33 years, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So I think he deserves an Icon Award. Who else? So yeah, some good things there. I always like Kevin Hart. I like Kevin Hart. He was scared. He touched on some tough things. He was, he bagged on Kanye. He bagged on Kirk Franklin right to his face. Kirk Franklin was bad. But you said, I thought you said you didn't watch it, Reggie. I just watch, I watch a lot of clips. I watch Instagram. Yeah. But I saw this on Instagram. Play this, John.
Okay.
What y'all think about that? What y'all think about that of substance speech or that acknowledgement speech? Who was noticeably missing from that? I know a lot of y'all say Tupac. I agree, but hey, we know how they feel about Tupac now, right? Suge, I wouldn't have mentioned him either. But he threw a shot at Dre about ghostwriting. Then he went straight to Corrupt and thought he'd thank them. So to show you what we're talking about with Dre. Instead then Corrupt wrote a lot of music for Snoop. But damn, he did Daz wrong, huh? I bet you Daz so in his feelings right now. I can't wait to hear Daz on IG go off. I bet y'all within before Friday, Daz go off on Snoop about something. Yeah, him and Daz must be at it again. Those two, boy. But yeah, that's what I saw that made me go, okay. You didn't say nothing about Harry, huh? Yeah. Tim Damn Diamonds, yeah, nothing about Harry. Of course he's not gonna say nothing about Suge, but I thought he'd at least say something about. I thought he was
Death Row family, past and present.
Yeah, whatever. Dad's obviously not on Death Row. Well, I guess he was on it in the past, huh?
Yeah, but Dad.
But he also named out people especially close. He named Warren G, Nate Dogg, Corrupt. How you gonna leave out Daz?
Yeah.
He left out Big C Style too. That was somebody I was surprised that he, but him and Big C Style not like that, currently today. He didn't mention Trey D, so I guess he could have mentioned a lot of people, but I was very surprised that he didn't mention Daz. Yeah,
I saw that Daz put out a new single, and the label is not Death Row Records. The label is Daz Dillinger Recordings.
Yeah, so it's obviously something going on with him and Daz again. But hey, guess that's family, right? So yeah, the only one that he should have probably mentioned and thought, if not something to Suge, but I don't blame him for not saying Suge, but definitely Daz. I would have said something about Tupac. I'm so surprised he didn't say nothing about Tupac, but he hasn't been doing that lately, so yeah. But anyway, that's just me being picky. It was more so Daz that I thought he left out purposely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he mention his parents? Maybe we cut it off, but I'm sure he should have said something about his mom and dad. I don't remember him saying nothing about his dad who's still alive, or his mom.
Yeah.
Snoop didn't think Hario. Okay. What up, Tim? Yeah. How's your day, Reg? I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm still here. As long as I'm here, I'm good. Man, did y'all see what? Well, I ain't gonna go at her. I'll leave her alone. Yeah. Okay. Snoop phony as a $3 bill. Frank Alexander. Well, Frank wasn't in security. It was Mark and Kenneth was in security. Or if you have a question about him. The DOC. Okay. Be nice, Uncle Reg. What up, Aaron? Lester Media. Okay. Yo, why no videos for it easy being soldier when it ain't no war? What did we do a video on? What album was that on? Was
Chronic
that
2000.
on Chronic 2000?
Yeah. So you did Superfly and Cinderfella.
Cinderfella, and the Superfly,
Yep.
The Matrix.
Yes.
And didn't I do so? I didn't do that on Park.
No.
I didn't do Quick. It was something else. I feel like I did. Well, that expensive ass commercial. That's why spent $200,000 on a fucking commercial. Yeah, I remember that commercial with the girl and the guard and all that. Yeah, Suge was on some Eagle shit then. Yeah. Snoop Dogg biopic. Okay. Yeah, his son is saying that he's upset. That he didn't know that they passed him over to play his dad in the movie. Yeah, his dad, he was upset about that. It helped. Ice Cube did a smart thing helping his son get a jump start to his career by putting him in there. So yeah, that would have been nice. I don't know why Snoop didn't pick a son. Reggie, what you think of R. Kelly saying his life is in jeopardy?
I saw that.
Everybody in prison life is in jeopardy. That's why you stay out of prison, y'all. Prison is no joke. You can die at any time in prison. So, yeah. What was Rampart about? Some dirty cops robbing, planting, and stealing, and they got busted?
Was Rampart a division of?
Yes, it's a division of like Hollywood. You got different divisions of LAPD.
Okay.
And there was a division, an area. You got South Central, you got 77th, you got Hollywood, you got the Valley, you got a bunch of different you got Venice, you got a bunch of different stations. Rampart was over there near where Staples Center is, Pico, um, really a Mexican area. I can't think of too many black cities that's over there in the Rampart Division. But yeah, it's really, it's not downtown LA. Downtown have their own division, but it's really over there. It's in the hard part of LA. I never really been over there. I think I went to Rampart Station one time to pick up a prisoner. Because what happened when you have warrants in another city, you have to come and pick them up. But I didn't really know that Rampart area, and thank God my partner knew how to get there because I sure in the fuck didn't know how to get there. Yeah, I heard Rick Ross of Blood. Yeah, I never heard that. Reggie, your views on LA, the situation? I talked about it earlier in the Proud Cause. I talked about it earlier at the beginning of the live stream. But pretty much hate the chaos that's going on, mixed in with the peaceful protests. Wish there was some way we could just do the peaceful protests, because I don't agree with the policy of who they're arresting, but I don't agree also, and I think the National Guard should be called in, or should have been called in, because I don't want to see the city get tore up, and then everybody got to pay for. East LAG is really a sheriff area. East LA is really a sheriff area. But then the whole city have to, the people have to pay to fix everything, and they're gonna try to fix it all because they got to get the city back right for the Olympics and for the World Cups that's coming out here in 2 years. So they're gonna do everything they can to clean it up. Subhand, you don't want to be here long. Keep up the disrespect, bro. Was Tretch already game banging before Pac? Apparently, they said that on a. You got to remember, Tretch was around Pac before he came around Death Row, and they said they had got into it with the '60s at a comedy club before. I don't know if he was claiming. I don't know if my boy Sally B had took out there and went out there to New Jersey yet, because they started claiming the New Jersey mob out there, and so I don't know what year that happened. Did you ever work Crash? No, I only worked for the City of Compton Police Department. I did not work LAP. Crash is a LAPD unit. Reggie, White Man World, Nate Davis. White Man World is my favorite Machiavelli song. New Jersey had a blood set. Yeah, they call it the mob. Yeah. But I don't know what year they started. It's a dude that gets a lot of credit. I'm not saying he's the main one. Sally B gets credit for going out there establishing the mob. But I don't know what year Sally B went out there. Rest in peace, Sally B. Can you get my super chat? Okay, somebody named Mark send us a super chat, John.
Let's see, Mark, you heard this. Why did Mob James call Suge Knight homo?
That's our go-to word when everybody get mad at each other. We call each other either a faggot or a rapist or gay. Only people know that you're gay is the people that's in the bedroom with you. I really just think that's a go-to word that we all say and throw at people. I've been asking the question, so I guess he gets it from me when I talk about the big black situation. Until recently, I used to think that was a big gay act if you're having a female do it. That's why when y'all was talking about whack like 3 fingers, and I was saying, shit, is it a female or is it a male doing it? If it's a male, then you're gay. If it's a female, then whatever make you come. But so I'll say all that to say, when they were talking about guys, because that was a big thing in the '90s, where guys used to women with those strap-ons, I guess they were invented. And a lot of men were, having women jump up and down on them with strap-ons on. I never knew if that was gay or not, but a lot of people are saying that's gay. One of my best homeboys, I done heard him been sitting next to him many times when he told the girl, they be like, "You coming over?" And the first thing he say, "If you ain't gonna eat my asshole out, I ain't coming. But if you promise to eat my asshole out, I'll be right there." So I don't know. So I don't know what a gay is and what isn't gay. Reggie, got any stories of partying at Suge Vegas house with the big ass pool? My uncle lived down the street, and I remember tons of cars. Yeah, I pretty much was at every one of those parties. I told the story before. I tell this story again. So Mike Tyson used to live down the street, right? And I remember that this dude named L.A. Dre. He was like Easy M. Not Easy M. What was that boy name? He the one that did Something in My Heart, but he was Too Short's mainly producer or whatever. And so, but he had a connection at the strip club Magic City in Atlanta, and he brought a whole bunch of chicks to Suge House in the Vegas house from Magic City, and they all came and all of that. So everybody around there, they all partying and all of that. And then Mike Tyson come walking in the house, because everybody was fucking, everything was paid for, everything. He come in the house. I got $5,000 for whoever come with me. So of course all the girls wanted to go get that $5,000, right? And man, they all jumped off niggas' laps and everything and went running trying to get in line. And Mike only took two of them. And now all the girls mad because they didn't get the $5,000. And so I remember Buntry told Suge, say, "Man, don't have your homeboy come over here no more. We're going to jump his ass. We're going to all rap pack that nigga ass and whoop his ass. He come back over here doing that bullshit." The Mike Tyson story with Buntry. But yeah, that was funny. Mike came and fucked up the groove at the party. Yeah.
Timmy Diamond sent a super chat. Reggie said, "Reggie, is it true neck bone slammed you on the ground when you tried to arrest him?"
No, it was the other way around, actually. It was the other way around. It's something I'm not proud of. But because he wasn't really trying to get away. No, he wasn't really trying to fight. He was really just trying to get away. But I told the story before, but what happened is I got him and I was choking him. Because I know how to choke you out. I put you to sleep. And I was on the back of him choking him. And while I was trying to put him to sleep or get him to stop, he was doing push-ups with me on his back. And I was on top of him, on the back of him, choking him, and he was doing push-ups with me. But, you can only do that for so long. And he eventually tired out. Well, that's the truth of what happened. But it's not something I was proud of. But yeah, that would happen between me and Neckbone. Tupac Death Row contact. What up, Reg? All right, Emmanuel. Respect. I think we had another super chat, John, did we?
Let's see. Super chat.
Respect,
No.
Emmanuel. Okay.
No, just those two.
Just those two, okay.
That's the previous one.
Hey, Reg, tell us one of the scariest moments in your life. Oh, Brenda V, you've been talking shit. But I'll go ahead and tell you. Because I saw what you typed earlier. A scary moment was, one time me and Suge was on an airplane and it caught on fire. We was on our way to Miami from New York. We was on one of those little private planes, little ass plane. But we had to land, like I think in Jacksonville or somewhere like that. That was pretty scary. He gonna tell you about a story when we goes on those little planes. I know when he get mad when I shit it all over in the toilet on the plane. and the pilots they put on they had like the those masks. And next we looked up and Suge had on his mask and no pilots had on their masks. Everybody looking at me, but yeah, he had me fast because fucking immigration, not the immigration, no motherfucker. What they call them? The custom agents was fucking with us about something, and I thought there were niggas that did something illegal. And I got nervous for some reason. So I tell y'all, that's gonna be one of his stories coming up real soon, real soon. That's the only thing he got on me to talk about. We laughed about that about 2 or 3 months ago, and so I know he remember that story, so he can't wait to tell that story. But it's all good. Now you can't open no windows on the plane. Okay.
This guy keeps asking the same question over and over. You've already answered it in the chat. Will there be a Suge interview from Vlad?
No, I think that passed. Vlad seemed like he's still open to it on the interview when he did with me, but I don't know. It's depending on whether Suge and Art situation is over. Because Vlad is willing to pay. He don't mind paying for interviews. And I know Art's very generous, so I know he's paid for, interviews. But for Art to allow Tyrin Turner to come on his platform and do shit like he's been doing the last 4 days, I can't honestly see Suge and Art being in a good situation. I can't see it. But who knows? I've been wrong, man. I be wrong, so who knows? Yeah. Any news on Lil Seesaw? I haven't talked to Lil Seesaw in about 3 months. So no. Last time I talked to him, his pill had got denied. So I know he was a little upset about that. But hopefully something will come up. But yeah. Somebody said, Reggie, how's your father doing? My father's great. I'm very blessed with that. My father's 78 years old and good health, better health than me. His memory is still good. He's doing great. But, I want to remind you guys, Father's Day is coming up this Sunday, right? I just want to remind you guys, a lot of us daddies that's like 60 to 70 years old, we didn't know no better, y'all. We didn't know no better because a lot of us was raised by single parents. And so if you don't have a great relationship with your father and your father's still alive, try to do whatever you can to work that out. If you do have a great relationship with your father, then make sure you show him love this Sunday. At least a card, at least a phone call or whatever. But if you can, just kind of know, we grew up in the crack area. A lot of us was dads in the crack area time and all of that. And we didn't know no better. I know y'all a little bit more educated, you youngsters. You guys that's 35 and 48, y'all a little bit more smarter. Because of things like the internet and researching and just for whatever reason. Y'all a lot smarter than what we were. smarter book wise, not street smart. Y'all some dumb motherfuckers when it comes to street smart. But all I'm saying is, if you got a dad and he's still alive, reach out to him, man, and we'll see what you can do. You know, try to work it out. Because our generation, when we were in high school, when we was early 80s, 70s, we didn't know no better. We was going through the crack era. It was just bad. It was bad. So I'm an old man. I'm 58 years old. Just trying to give you guys a piece of advice. I was fortunate. I'm very fortunate to always had a dad that was there. My mom will tell you in a minute. Your dad was a great father. He wasn't shit as a husband, but he was a great father. And so it ain't like everybody situations is rosy or anything like that. And I'm not trying to say my situation was rosy, but I don't know what I would do without my father. No. Piece of advice from an old man. Just think about it. Just think about it. It's easy to say I'm sorry. My parents are still legally married, but they don't live together. Yep.
Okay, super chat from Big Dog 415 said, "Did Heron and Buntree switch on G first over Suge?"
It was behind a car. It was behind this one, the car back. And yeah. It was behind a Chevy, a 64 Chevy. And I don't think Buntree got into it like that. Buntree wasn't into it. Buntree was smart. Buntree, now that I think about a lot of decisions Buntree made and stuff, Buntree was smart. Buntree stayed out a lot of the bullshit. But also Buntree had a lot of perks already. So he didn't have to do the bullshit to get a check or to get taken care of. And where other people would do things out of motivation for money. Thanks a lot, Brendan B, for saying that. So all the fathers on here, as Brandon B just reminded me to say, because he just said it to me. If I don't say it to y'all on Father's Day, I'm pretty sure I'll have a video coming out that day. Because me and John gonna start back taping and everything. Happy Father's Day to y'all. Happy early Father's Day to all of y'all.
Okay, here's a super chat from Morse Ferguson. He says, "What's up, guys? I wanted to know why Mr. Knight didn't push the gas while they were shooting."
Don't know, man. A lot of us watch a lot of TV. So that's how we feel we will react based on TV shows that we saw or see. Because very few of us that's on this chat can actually say we've been shot at before. I can say I've been shot, not shot at, well, shot in the area where I thought gunshots was coming at me. Well, I was shot. Well, I wasn't shot. I wasn't shot when this dude shot a dude that was standing in a crowd with us in the leg. But you never know how you're gonna react until you react, man. You don't know. You can say what you're gonna do, what you would do, and all of that. But to be honest, man, you don't know what you're gonna do until you do it. I don't buy the story that Suge telling now that he was trying to get back to where he knew the police were and all of that. I just believe he was trying to get out the way. And just trying to react, get away, try to get away from the gunshots. But all I can say is until you get shot, because when I hear gunshots, the first thing I'm gonna do is duck. And that's generally what most people do. Now in TV, people be looking and shit. But and not from a distance. We see all the gunshot stuff at gas stations and stuff like that. With guys, they just start shooting and everybody just randomly shooting and all of that. But you generally, when you're that close that they were, you duck. You don't stand up and looking at the shots. You trying to let somebody go walk up to somebody and act like you're gonna hit them. And see the first thing they do. Let's go walk in the room right now and that's your girl or your boyfriend and try to act like you're gonna hit them. I bet you the first thing they do is put their hands up over their face. Everybody protect themselves. You protect yourself. It's just a human nature. But yeah. Some people run to the guy on fire. DJ Gary, yes, after the fact. But I'm talking about the initial reaction. Some people go towards it, but you're not smart in my opinion. But some people do that after the fact. It's usually not a pow, 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 situation. So pow, 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 a delay, and then a reaction. Yeah. Reggie, was Suge upset with the mob for not getting the Cadillac? That no. Okay, no. I mean, everybody was caught slipping. That happens. I always say, everybody was caught slipping that night. They got caught slipping. I'm not gonna buy in that KP, Kendrick Perkins. That Suge used Pac as a shield. I believe that happened with Big Jake. I believe Suge, after the fact, when Pac was trying to jump in the back, I really believe that. Pac was trying to get away, when he seen the bullets coming towards that area he was sitting. And I really believe Suge was trying to pull him down. That's what I believe. I believe that. But that was probably a late reaction, not an action while it was going on. Yaki Gaddafi 954 said, Big Reg, why wasn't the same effort used at the Soul Train Awards to have Pac Big have conversations similar to how MTV after party with Nas? Why wasn't the Soul Train Awards to have Pac and Big?
Was it because
the
MTV
was spontaneous.
Ones, they were in New York?
Well, mainly because it was spontaneous. It was just like they ran up on each other. They came towards each other. And you got to remember, Nas was he was a street dude, but his beef wasn't as deep as Biggie thing was. Pac really believed Biggie knew who had something to do with him getting shot. And I think even at that time he believed, from evidence of the video that he did on the Scarface scene, that he believed Biggie set him up. I'm not saying it's true, but I believe that's what Pac believed at that time. With Nas, he was just mad about a song or a verse, or saying what Thug Life was dead or something. What did he do? What did Nas do? He did something with a tattoo or something. Or something about a tattoo.
Later. Yeah.
Or something about Thug Life dead, or
that was later. That was
like a
what
comment.
Realist got mad about. He sampled the same song as All Eyes on Me, and the albums came out kind of close together. But I think his whole thing with Nas was anybody that was close to Biggie, he was not happy with. But I don't know.
Yeah. Well, if that was the case, he would have mentioned him and hit him up.
Yeah. Oh no, you know what? There was the song that he sampled that was the same sample as All Eyes on Me. He says in the verse something like, Fake thug, no love, you get the slug, or
That's
something
what I
like
thought. It was
that.
something about verses. Yeah.
Yeah, and Tupac thought he was referring to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a different situation. Nas' situation could be worked out. And plus, they tried to work it out. About a month prior, Puff and them denied to meet with him. Eric B and this dude named Big D was trying to broker a deal where they all can meet and set up and work it out. Now, if you believe Suge version today, which I believe is a lie, but how can I call them a lie? Because I wasn't in there, so I shouldn't say that. But Suge version today is Biggie and Pac did talk. I never heard that. And trust me, I done had conversations with Suge about everything, especially back in 95, well, 97, 98, 99, 2000 when we was in jail. I never heard him say that. But he's saying it today.
I never heard that before.
Huh. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's, I don't, to your point, only he was there conveniently, but I find it far fetched that Biggie and Tupac had a conversation on a speakerphone where they were cool and all this when, I don't know.
Yeah.
He was writing
Yeah.
letters in jail, crossing his name out and shit. So I can't see him getting out of jail and calling them and
Yeah.
being cool. But what, who knows?
Yeah. But how can we call Suge a lie,
Right.
It's his story,
Well, I would say the reason we can call him a lie is because everything else that he says, that's a lie.
Yeah.
Like they were in the car in Vegas after they got shot, and Tupac said, "Oh, put this CD in. It's my dedication to you."
Yeah, exactly. That's all for TV.
Yeah.
Yeah. Reggie, name your favorite Tupac movie. By far, Poetic Justice. By far. I wasn't a big Juice fan. I didn't like his character in Juice. I didn't like him. I didn't like Above the Rim that much. I like Poetic Justice. Gridlock showed a different side of him. Gang related was okay. Poetic Justice, I thought he did a good job though, and I think he would have did a hell of a job. And you know what? A lot of people's, and I don't think I would have liked him in definitely wouldn't have liked him in that role in Menace to Society that he was slated to play. Definitely wouldn't have liked him being, playing a Muslim or no. I thought that dude character was kind of weak. But I don't think I would have liked him in Baby Boy either. Getting beat up, getting jumped at the liquor store and all of that. I thought Tyrese was the perfect person for that. Yeah. Some people might say he wake up, or Hard Learning. He would have got that role. Bullet long enough to even mention? What music video was he in that most of y'all don't know he was in? Tell me a video he was in that most of y'all don't know he was in. I guess you would know, huh?
Watch, trust me, they know. Rick James is close, but not right, but very close.
It wasn't Murder Was the Case, but it was on that album. No, he wasn't on the movie. I was in Paris. See, John, they don't know. So I keep telling you, DJ Gary got it. Yeah. People always tell you, boy, you be thinking everybody knows something just because you be knowing that bullshit. Just
I thought
you
were talking about the Salt and Pepper one. To be honest, I didn't even think you were talking about the Natural Born Killers.
Yeah, I was talking about Natural Born Killer. Most people didn't see that he was a sniper in that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Tevin Anthony Edwards in the super chat said, Reg, how do you think Kid Rock managed to live on 123rd and El Segundo and have that
Mhm.
shop at Watts being gang affiliated? That's deep.
He had a shop in Watts. He didn't have nothing at that time, but he was living over there with his girl. His girl grew up in that area, and she was a gangster. I remember she had got shot like 10 times. He used to always tell me how he could still push down on her bullet holes and blood or something come out of her. But his girl at the time was a gangster, and she was the one that mainly had that spot over there. I forget her name, but it was mainly his girl's hood that he was staying at. And I guess she had a lot of juice over there. Yeah. Who is your favorite Death Row employee? Huh. No, it was a lady named Debbie. Debbie was real good. I worked with her a lot. Debbie and Roy were the best two. What you want me to say, Cedric? Reggie, what do you think Pac has special? Like Snoop has a decent voice and style. Oh, Pac charisma. That's why y'all still love him to this day. Pac had a charisma, a charm. When you talk to him and all of that, you know, that's Suge an act too. Suge has an act to make you feel like you his best friend. And he probably can give a shit about you. But when Suge's talking to you, you really, really, really think that's that he's, once you get to him, that you and him are there. Why did Peaches and Suge relationship end? I don't think it ended, other than I don't really can't say it ended, ever since I talked to her, somebody sent me her phone number and said, Reggie, you want to talk to her? Have an interview. I was like, I ain't got no problem with Trish. Trish the homegirl. But yeah, they probably still cool, but Trish was out there doing her thing. Trish do her thing. How old is Trish about now? Let's see. She was 16 back then. So it's Trish about 46. Trish probably right now. She probably looking good now. She probably done filled in a little more. Probably a little thick. Trish she's probably right now. Did Yaki Gaddafi and Tupac grew up together? Okay, they said they were like brothers, right? The little cousins. Apparently their mothers were real close. How y'all like how they wrote in Black Panther and the Harlem Godfather? Afeni, I mean. How y'all like how they wrote her in? What y'all think about that? Trivia question. What the show straw? What the show straw? What is unique about the show straw? Hey, first person that can tell. What is unique about the show straw that Tyler Perry didn't do? That I never seen him not do?
Not put a dude dressed up as a girl?
No. He didn't do that, but that's not what I was looking for. But pretty much.
Oh, somebody that's gay?
First TV show or movie that he did, and there was no obvious homosexual in it. This is one of the first TV shows in a long time that I seen, but that didn't have a gay character in it.
Mm.
First one in a long time. So shout out to Tyler Perry. Finally did a movie with no gay people in it. It's not a bad show. Any of you people, on here that want to look at a good show that like urban movies? I ain't saying there's no Oscar winners yet, But I did cry. Apologize to you guys for eating a Snicker. I needed some energy. But that's the first time I in a long time that I did a show. I mean, I it brought tears to my eyes. So it's not a bad show, y'all. It's not great. It's not, thinner or nothing like that. But it's worth, if you got 2 hours to take a look and watch. Reggie, I don't want to cause any issues. But did you, Suge, or James grow up or befriend any Santana Block Crips? Well, I was cool with them. My daddy and Turtle was like, he really had a lot of respect for Turtle because of his family growing up when he was a meter reader or actually worked for Edison. Let's see, who was I cool with from Santana Block? Well, I'm cool. I'm very cool with Millie Mill now. Me and Millie Mill talk at least once a week. But back in the day, I don't think James and them were. Well, I wouldn't say James did. I don't know if Suge Dilly. Suge wasn't really with no gang shit, y'all, until Suge was really an athlete. He ran, but his cousins ran with the Santana Blocks a little bit. Well, that's currently one of his cousins. I can't really say, but nothing major. Nothing major. Tevin Anthony Edwards. Okay. How much money did David Kenner steal from Death Row Records? Well, I don't know. That would be pre my time when he was running the books and taking care of everything. But it wasn't so much Suge was mad at David about any money's getting done. He was mad more so about things not getting taken care of. People not getting paid, figuring there was enough money coming in where nobody should have been complaining. And the main thing was, why the IRS tripping? Why are they not taking care of? Why the tax returns haven't been done? We got this number one accounting firm and all of this. Why y'all not doing the work that's supposed to be done? They would say because Sugar didn't want us to or whatever. No, well, at least you prepared. You prepared and then you put it to him, and then if he signed it, that's on him.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was Suge's main thing. And that's why Suge got like $3 or $4 million judgment. I know Dre got $2.5 million judgment. And then David Kenner got like $1 million worth of stuff paid off on his credit card. Because the company was operating off of American Express card that was in his name. Who was the best fighter between Paru homies, Wack and Keto Rock? I don't know. I never seen any one of them fight, to be honest. Who was tougher, Reg, Little Knob, or George? Like I always try to tell you about the gang members and any guys that I know that were gang members or game bangers. They had different qualities. They would do different things. What's your favorite Tupac CD? All Eyes on Me by far. Tupac, All Eyes on Me, Usher CD, the one with Chili and Lil Jon and them. If I had to go on an island or somewhere and I can only take one CD with me, it would be one of those two. There's nothing else out there that I would want to take and be the only music I'll have to listen to for the rest of my life. Why was Death Row mostly Crip artists? Yeah, that was always an issue. Someone always brought up. Reggie is Tyrin gay. I don't know. Like I tried to say, you don't know if anybody gay unless you're with them. Or, you in the room with them or you see something. Yeah. How the hell accounting firms steal money from the owner of the label and artist? How? Shit, they don't want control. That's who can steal the most. Is your accounting firm. That's who usually beat you the most, is your bookkeeper and your accounting firm.
Mm-hmm.
That's who gets you the most solid in any business, dog. What you talking about, Ray? What up, Ray? Do you believe Suge used Tupac as a human shield? I think we had talked about it a little earlier. We addressed it a little earlier. And I alluded to that before when I was jabbing at him. But I honestly believe he was trying to pull Pac down as Pac was jumping in the backseat of the car. I honestly believe that was his intent, was to try to pull Pac down when Pac was trying to jump in the back. Do you think Suge has empathy? Suge is just vindictive. That's all. And Suge knows words to say and things to say when he's upset and he's disappointed in you. That's all. Reggie, were you upset Tupac broke your Biggie CD? Yeah, I was, to be honest. Yeah, I was. Yeah, it was cheap back in the day. You know, those motherfucking albums cost $13, $14, man. Like, shit, nigga, that was your beef. But I had just got around him. I didn't really know the beef. I didn't know how serious it was. That happened in he had just came around in October of 95. And so we was on our way to Vegas. It was that first fight. And so that would have been December of 95. So I didn't really know the beef. Corrupt looking healthy at the BET Awards. Good. Good, Jordan D. Corrupt is cool. Corrupt did one bad thing in life that I know of. Other than that, Corrupt is a good dude, y'all. Corrupt is a good dude. What is Death Row's biggest selling album? Doggy Style, Machiavelli, All Eyes on Me. I think it's actually Death Row Greatest Hits. I'm sorry. Tupac Greatest Hits. Which one you think, John? Which one you remember hitting Diamond first?
I would say, I think Greatest Hits.
I think so too.
More overall.
Yeah, I think so too.
But that had
and that would be the most profitable too.
Yeah.
By far, that was the most profitable. I remember I used to pick up checks every quarter.
Mm-hmm.
That what kept us alive. I'll be honest. $2 to $3 million every quarter. Because there was no videos, no costs. It was just we donated 12 songs, they donated 12 songs, and put it out. I don't even think we did a video. Did we do a video to Changes?
Changes, yes. Yeah.
We did do a video.
Photos and stuff so
that was cheap. Yeah.
And then you guys put out All About You and then put Top Dog.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was just so we can get a car. Man, that video was only done so we was trying to blow up Top Dog. And Michelin wanted a convertible VW. And they didn't make the convertible VW yet. I found a company out in Orange County that cut that. Actually, Ron Brown did, RB. Cut that top off for $60,000, $70,000 and made it convertible. And she was one of the first ones to have a convertible VW when those Volkswagens was hot. I remember when those Volkswagens came out? Uh-huh. That's the only reason we fought so hard to get that video done. I think that budget was only like 165 maybe, because it was mostly done. Only thing we had to do was put Top Dog in it, because the video was already done. And so we just took Snoop out and added Top Dog and put that, gave Michelin that convertible Volkswagen. Reddy, do you have any contact with Desiree Smith? Desiree Smith, no, I don't. She was looking good on some of the podcasts, yeah. Mm-hmm. Seems like she's cool. I don't understand how men, because I hear she's married, right?
Mhm.
How she how her husband allow him to go on platforms and talk about another man? I don't get it. I don't get it. You think you can get David Kenner on Vlad? No, David Kenner can't talk about a lot of stuff because of the attorney client privilege. He's still a practice attorney. No, Louis Napoleon and Noble's not cool now. Noble been kind of quiet, huh? Has he been going off on Instagram lately, y'all? It's been kind of quiet, huh? Nate Davis, did Trey really beat up Second to None? There's an interview. Did they interview your ex partner Omar did? John, did they talk about that Trey Second to None incident on there?
I don't think so, but I don't think he knew to ask him, to be honest.
Oh, okay. I know somebody did. I don't think it was Trey. I remember it was two little young homies that did it though. Don't remember it being Trey. Cause Big Jake would cause Big Jake was kind of protecting him a little bit. Wasn't Trey. I know I remember when the two little homies came around, they did it, but because they started coming around working in the studio, Suge had me hire them I think they last for a few months. Vlad be having other lawyers on there, but they're not talking about their current or active cases, you know. But David Kenner not trying to do that. You got to remember, David come from mafia. Him and Chesnoff and all of them, those are ex-mafia attorneys. Once you start talking on there, the mafia will never hire them again. That's why they can't even really represent rats. Why do you think David outsprawled as a rat and almost lost his license? It wasn't just because he wanted to tell that the guy was a rat. It was because he was getting pressure from those mafia dudes, those Jewish people and stuff. And they be throwing, hey nigga, you better oust him as a rat then, or we ain't gonna never fuck with you again. There be a lot of politics that be going on. The reason why people do stuff. Did Death Row ever do? I just had a San Diego blood on there from Tata. I just had him on the show last week. But they used to play football games. Buntry and the dude Tata and I forget his Tata boy name. He did an interview with Street TV. Can't think of his name right now. But anyway, they Emerald Hills. They used to play football games at Gonzalez Park. They're in there every at least once a month. So yeah, the San Diego Power Rules and the Compton Power Rules were cool. Now I can't say Death Row, but I can say the Mob Power Rule dudes that the Dre and Suge personality clash. That'd be a fair statement that they didn't that Dre didn't like where the company was going. Dre might have grew up a little bit earlier. He grew up a little bit sooner than we did. I contribute that to what's happened. Dre grew up a little bit sooner than we did. Now, some people will be like, how can you say that, Reggie? He was out there slapping on women and drunk driving and all of that. I think when he was on house arrest in '95, I forget from the reckless driving case that they got drugged down, that really was a DUI, and from slapping D. Barnes in that case. And when he was on house arrest for a while, I think that woke Dre up. I don't recall after that Dre really been in anything controversial. Well, I guess Nicole's saying now that he beat her up. But I think that's just a ex-wife that just trying to get some money. Well, and then he did threaten the therapist, right?
Did he go to jail for like 2 months?
Dre?
Yeah,
No, he was on house arrest, but I don't never remember him being in jail.
because he said something in an interview that he went to jail for like 2 months for something during the death row time, and that's what, when he had nothing but time to think, that's when he thought about all the
Oh,
people
that's probably when he was
around
on house arrest.
him. Okay.
He probably called being on house arrest jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be right back, Reggie. Okay. Like 5
Okay.
minutes. All right.
Yeah, they say he got shot in the leg. Yeah, that could have helped. Some people say Suge shot him in the leg. I never got the story on that one. I never got the story on that one. Isn't that when Suge kept Dre out of the county? Yeah, like I said, I only remember him being on house arrest. I don't remember him going to county jail for no 2 months. But I know he definitely was on house arrest. I remember he almost got violated, and we had to get a helicopter to get him back in time from the Ring Ding Dong video shoot when he did that for Ice Cube. When he was at that video shoot to keep your head ringing. He was almost late. Almost got violated on that. Reggie, what was your impression on Dre? Like I said, you know, he was a regular dude back then. Always had a pretty light-skinned chick with him. But he did also always have men around him that lived with him and stuff. But yeah, that was about all. Didn't really have an impression either way about him. I really think he got tired of the bullshit, and that's what made him you know, that's what made him, you know, just said, hey, I'm tired of this bullshit. Sure, you can have this shit. I want out. Reggie, we took care of DJ Quick whenever he came to San Diego. Okay. Linkin Park Bloods had his back. Did he ever mention that? I mean, I'm sure you're talking later. Do you remember when we had that concert out there in the rain? It was when we came out there in '95, had that big concert out there, and nobody showed up. It was about 2,000 people at that Death Row concert at the San Diego Arena. Well, I remember that when we came out there. I remember Suge going off on everybody. Can't have a concert in San Diego. All these motherfuckers is broke. They only get their checks on the first. It's a military town. They get their checks on the first, and this, and then the rain. Yeah. Mr. Reggie, would you and Suge exchange Father's Day celebrations? No. He said he never met Easy. I never met Easy. Was Buntry cool with Nate Dogg? Snoop, Corrupt, and Dash. Buntry was cool with everybody. All of them was kind of cool with each other, to be honest. Can you answer my super chat? Okay, sorry, Paco Jones. I'll be trying to let John control that. Paco Jones. Did you have a good relationship with any of the women on Death Row back in the day? And do you have any good stories about them from back in the day? When you talk about the women, what are you talking about? Artists? Me and Michelle was cool at times. Sharita and I was cool for a long time. Teresa Swan and I were cool and still cool. Storm was, you know, she was mainly a Tupac girl, you know, when she was around. No special relationship. Char Jones, the producer, very sweet lady, very good lady. She did a live stream with us. Val Young did a live stream with us before. Jewel was Jewel, funny, crazy. We done had Kenya over here on Kenya Ware, Dad's ex-wife, on a live stream. And we done did some interviews with Kenya. We did one with Lachelle, relative. So yeah, we did all that. Talk about Suge and Keyshawn Johnson beef. It was mainly because Suge baby mama that took a liking to him. And we was hearing stuff that was going on when Suge first went to jail. But Suge, he let Stormy do what Stormy was doing. And but when he came home, Suge got a memory like an elephant, and he went after Keyshawn Johnson's wife. And she started loving Suge. And it almost made Keyshawn go crazy, where the NFL had to put him in, get some special psychological evaluation or treatment. So, yeah. Hi, Reggie. Were you in Vegas when Badass Diddy? No, I wasn't hanging around Suge then. No. Hey, Reggie, are you and Art good now? No, we haven't talked. We haven't talked, but I have learned to appreciate. I very much so appreciate his channel and what he's doing. So you'd be stupid to try to hate on what he's doing, because he's over there hitting home runs. He hits at least 2 or 3 good home runs a month, would y'all say? With interviews, right? So I'll be stupid to hate on what he's doing as a channel. He did pursue. He kind of dropped and let it go by what he was trying to do to me in the background. He kind of dropped that. And as I said earlier, I kind of have to get a little bit more respect for him, because I thought he just didn't like drama on his channel pretty much. But if him and Suge still have a great relationship, and he let Tyrin come on his channel and do what he did, and I can say, well, I know there's people that would love to came on his channel and did what Tyrin did to me, and he never allowed that to happen. How can I hate on the man? And so that would be my response to that. And so as long as he's not saying anything negative about me, which he never has, or allowing anyone to come on his channel, just outright assassinating my character, you'll never hear me say anything bad about him or calling him any of those derogatory names that I was calling him. Yeah. Did Puffy actually put a hit out on Tupac and Suge? Yeah, well, I believe that story. I believe that conversation was done in like just. How do you feel about 50 clowning Jane Doe? He's supposed to. He was supposed to clown his ex for doing some stupid shit like that. He paying her $40,000 a month, and she going over there doing that with Diddy. You know, you don't want your baby mama doing no shit like that. That shit like that rubs off on the kids. So I ain't got no problem with 50 doing what he do. Yeah. Reggie, how's your rehab going? Rehab's going good. Rehab's going good, but I'm not happy with my win. Me and Tyrin Turner was talking today, and he was telling me what Jamie and some people in this family who did to help get their win back. I think I'm gonna try it. He was telling me I need to sit in sauna as long as I can each day. So I'll start trying to go to the sauna and see to help get my win back. No, I never met any of the NWA guys. Reggie or John, was the original 93 version of Dre? We got to wait for John to answer that question when he come back. Oh, John's back? Okay.
I think it was lost.
Okay.
I could say I looked for it, but I couldn't find it anywhere.
You can get a sauna off Amazon for $100.
Like a
That's
tent.
some bullshit. I don't buy bullshit.
Yeah.
You don't know anything about me. Whatever I do first class.
Mm-hmm.
And anything for $100, I don't need. But I know what you're talking about. You're talking about those steam rooms or whatever, where you put them in the shower and you let the steam come out. I had one of those. It wasn't $100. It was like $2,500.
Like
But
the
man,
vaporizers or the humidifiers or
it
whatever.
was like a steam come out of the shower,
Yep.
and you have the water come on, and then you turn it to a certain temperature,
Uh-huh.
and then so the steam come on and the hot water, and shit, after about 5 minutes, that motherfucker be full of smoke, and you be in there. Yeah, I used to have one of those in my other house. I had that installed when I first had it built. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm sure I paid, back in the 90s, like $2,500 for it. But it was mainly because I got it built during the construction. But so I'm sure it costs a little more to get done. But I'm sure they're cheaper now, just because, how things get cheaper as we go.
As more common as they come, they get more cheaper. Yeah.
T. Kirk Crazy said he stole Suge's credit card. I didn't know that. I know he did Eddie Murphy and them, but I don't believe he did that to Suge. I don't believe that, but who knows? If so, Suge didn't know about it because he sure be trying to collect. He sure be trying to collect with it from him now. Mr. Man, how powerful was Michael Jackson in the 90s? Well, depending on what you're talking about as far as power. If you saying have Crips and Bloods that are moved for him, I don't think so. But saying, hey, don't play his music, I'll let you play my music on a radio station or something like that. Very. Very. So you have to really be more specific on what you mean by the by power. Somebody was saying about long-term curving. Try using a CPAP machine. Is that for people that snore though? Is that for people that snore? I thought.
Let's see. Let me Google a CPAC machine.
I thought that was for people that had a snoring problem. My wife don't complain about me snoring. She used to complain about me snoring. But I haven't heard her complain about no snoring lately. Reggie, you know Dr. CB. I take CMOS every morning now. Said he cured left eye from yeah. Said Suge had. Do you think he got it from her? No, he had it before her. But I think that's why they didn't mind messing around. But he had it before her. But I'm pretty sure that's why she had him come around. Magic Johnson doctor say they cured him of HIV. Do you believe that?
Shit, he's looking healthy years and years later.
Because you take care of yourself when you
you're
going through shit.
Back then, you got what he got. Most people died.
Not the ones that didn't go out of the country.
Gotcha.
Magic went out of the country and did all the right shit.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The United States, see, most countries into healing.
Yes. Not
the United States is into
money.
Well, but it's another word. Well, no. They into making you feel better in the United States, or treatment. Where other countries in prevention. So I think he went to a company that deals stuff that was advanced for preventing health issues. Where in the United States, we believe in this treatment, so you can make money. Yeah. Yeah. So the United States would rather for you to have something to say, here, take this and you'll be okay.
Yeah.
Where other countries would be like, no, take this and you won't.
Yeah.
You won't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the East you described, Pac, he was looking for validation. For the essay, the estimated you described it, Pac, he was looking for, okay.
Oh, his first question was, yo, Reggie, was Tupac a follower in your opinion?
No. Leader all the way. No. No, I don't believe he was a follower. Well, okay. I do believe he's loyal to people that that he fucking with. And so he go hard with people that he's fucking with. And he could easily fuck with you. I believe if for those that say I don't know what I'm talking about, look at all the different crews or all the different cities where he went and he was fucking with somebody from. You know? You guys from New York will tell you, Big Stretch and they'll tell you they were his best friends. You got people in Maryland that will tell you they were the best friends. You got people from, in Oakland or Marine City that will tell you they were. And then you got people when he was in California prior to that, Big Psych and now from over there from IVC and Monster Code and all them to tell you he was this way. And then you got guys from Death Row will tell you that, you know. Generally, most people just have two friends or three guys that's always with them. You heard about all Biggie people. You know who they all are. They never change. But so that would be my reasoning for saying I believe he was loyal to who he was with. How you feel about Brian McKnight? Brian McKnight did me a solid one time. I was running this company called True Dad Entertainment. And we did a sponsorship for a boxing match at the Playboy Mansion. And Brian McKnight came because of my boy Kevin Black. He was one of the urban department of Wonder Brother Music at the time. And Kevin Black got him to come over and sing the national anthem at the Playboy Mansion right there and didn't charge nothing, didn't ask for nothing. He just wanted to get in and, came and hung out and had a good time. And I always had a lot of respect for Brian McKnight for that. Yeah. And my boy Bosco from the Bay. Y'all see that little setting that E40 did with Bosco? I had Bosco sign for a deal. He was the one sitting to the right that was singing on the hook with E40. E40 got something out where they did it was in a bookstore and it was rapping and singing and all of that. Yeah. Fake virus, like fake news. Yeah. I wish this was a fake virus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish it was. But trust me.
Somebody who's got affected this bad by it is beyond me.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's just that man's opinion. I didn't have to block the man because he's uneducated. Is that true? Is that true? Pac got put on the mob. I talked about that earlier. I don't believe that. I know for a fact nobody put their hands on him. I know for a fact nobody put their hands on him. But I do believe that, Buntry and Neckbone and all of them be like, oh yeah, you fucking with us, Suge, all of them. Like, yeah, you one of the homies now. And they looked at him as one of the homies. But ain't nobody jump Pac or DP'd him or nothing like that. Ain't nobody did no shit like that, y'all. Pac had too much going on. He was either on a movie set or doing a video or in the studio to be walking around with black eyes and all that bullshit. Somebody would have a picture of that.
Yeah, all the photos and videos out there, there'd be something with that.
Yeah. Yeah. So now, whenever people don't put their names for saying something, please question it. Yeah, I know the guy wouldn't say his name, and Bosco wouldn't even say his name. And no disrespect to Bosco. I'm not calling him a lie. He just said what he heard, what the man told him. But I don't believe, and they just said put on. They didn't say DP'd or jumped in and all of that. I'm just denying the jumping in part. But whether they, said you a homie and all of that, I believe that happened. Reggie, when did you guys learn about the bounty placed on the death row chains, and what precautions did you instruct? None. I didn't instruct them to take none, because most of the people that had death row chains or that wore them regularly were the homies. You very rarely saw any of the artists walking around with a death row chain. Even Pac stopped wearing his death row chain after a while, right? So no, when we heard about it, it was later on. Um, but probably was after the incident at the Lakewood Mall. Which all that people on YouTube say didn't happen. It's fake. But okay.
I saw a comment the other day where somebody said, "Yeah, that Lakewood Mall incident, it definitely didn't happen because there would be footage of it by now." I'm thinking it is Jesus in
It's
1990.
not the 90s,
We did
the
not have
90s.
surveillance cameras everywhere.
Yeah. Which I'm sure the store, it was something in the store that was taken. But
Yeah.
who cared to get it, to take it?
Yeah.
I'm sure police or law enforcement or something got it on a VHS tape somewhere. I'm more than 100% sure that it was on a VHS tape for that Foot Locker. Because that Foot Locker was closed for like a day or two after it happened. So there was a lot of damages in there. I heard that all the homies held death row chains. Not all. Let me see. I can tell y'all pretty quick who I think had them. Heron, Buntry, Neckbone, Trey, Suge. Let's see who else. That's about it I can think of. I later gave Rock and Lip Dog one. Not Rock. I don't remember Rock having one. Lip Dog and CJ. I gave them one, and like when they started doing, so that was like 98, 99, when they were doing Street Team. Right around the time after Snoop got slapped. Whenever that happened with Master P, they had one. I can't think of any more homies that had one. Well, FTBs, they had one, but they didn't have no diamonds on it. They had a plain solid gold one. Of course, the artists had one. I don't even think I seen Jewel in one, but I really don't believe. I don't remember. But Jewel was like a dude. If she wanted it, she would ask for it. So I'll say Jewel. I gave the realest one. The realest had one later. Top Dog had one.
Yeah.
Oh, Doobie had one. Somebody else. Chocolate Bandit had one. But these are all the people that came on after Suge was in jail. Yeah. Yeah, Dr. Dre had one. Snoop. Snoop had one. I seen Snoop in
I've seen him
one.
wearing it. Yeah.
I seen him wear it, but I wonder where his at. No, I wonder what he ever did with his. Because I had never known Snoop to be that hard up where he had to get rid of his.
Yeah. I saw on a Netflix show, a guy that was a jeweler brought in Dr. Dre's, and he wanted $1 million for it. And he said, Dre,
I remember that.
Yeah. And he said, Dre gave this to me when he left the throne because he said he didn't want to have anything that has to do with them. And I didn't melt it down. I just kept it, so, which was smart by him. But $1 million, I don't think
if
so.
you can authenticate it,
Yeah. Yeah.
If you can authenticate it. Tupac's went, or Heron's went. The one that Suge authenticated for them, which he don't want to tell. Well, we got the audio of that lady saying that, huh?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Oh,
Here, actually.
huh?
I have it right here, actually.
Okay, you played the audio when you called the lady.
Let me see.
But she, what they got 80 for it or 100?
It was something. I think it was 100.
Yeah, I think they got like 100. But what? Oh, it was Yasmin that sold it. Was it yet? No, it wasn't Yasmin.
What? The ring?
No, not the ring, not the ring. The lady that we had called that said that Suge Knight called up there. Well, go ahead and
No,
play the
that
audio.
was the auction house.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
If you got it, go ahead. You can play it.
Okay, let me see. Let me see if it'll let me share it. Hold on. All right, let's see. Present, share. Let's see. Window. Hold on. Let me open it in QuickTime.
Okay.
One second.
You
guys are gonna hear me sound real nice to this person when I'm calling in. Just a warning. Okay, hold on. Here we go. All right.
Yes, I had a question about. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I had a question about the Death Row pendants that you guys sold a few months back. Do you know which ones I'm referring to?
Yeah.
Okay. Last time I spoke with a gentleman, he told me that they were authenticated by Suge Knight, that he had called in, and that he had maybe even wrote a letter. Do you know if that's accurate?
I believe that is accurate. I don't know if we received the letter yet from Suge, but he absolutely did call here and confirm.
Okay.
We actually spoke to him from prison.
That's what I figured, and I just wasn't sure how authentic they were. So when I called to ask about it, that's when they said like, "Oh, the reason we know they're legit is because we."
Yeah, I mean that actually happened.
Yeah. If I were to call back, can I get your name so I could ask for you?
Okay. I don't want to put her name out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, but we only did that when Suge was saying John was the one that authenticated a chain. We just decided not to even put it out. But we were just showing that Suge was the one that actually called authenticated the chain, and that's why he knew so much about it. But I know a lot of y'all ain't gonna believe it or whatever. That's John's wife on the phone that he was talking to, right? But anyway, let's show y'all. We be having so much stuff just to prove that the nigga just be making up lies. But some wars not even big enough to take. You just let it ride. Well, Reggie being a police officer at the time, what did you think of your colleagues feel about L.A. riots? And it was happening. Well, I just didn't like the destruction. That was the most thing that was a problem with me. I hate seeing. I like stuff getting forward. Now I understand it brings jobs to have to rebuild stuff and all of that, and you get some new shit and get new stuff. But I have a problem with destruction. But could you imagine how Altadena, for those who live out here, what type of city that's going to be now when they rebuild all those houses and stuff like that? You know, everybody gonna have brand new houses and nice houses and stuff. In 5 or 10 years, that's gonna be a place to live because everything gonna be new. The homes in Malibu that's gonna get rebuilt. Man, those houses in Malibu and stuff was old if you didn't refurbish them. Now a lot of those homes gonna be refurbished and new. So I get that part. You get new shit from stuff, but I just hate destruction. I just have a problem with destruction. Well, that was the main thing that I took from the Rodney King, the riots. Now the verdict, yeah, no cops fucked up. They overdid it. The judge said it after hit 48, they should have stopped. But you know, Rodney King was high on Sherm, got out of the car, flicking off the airplane, you know, the helicopter and all of that. Y'all gotta remember in the 90s, cops wasn't used to the disobedient and the disrespect that we live in now. I know a lot of y'all will be like, "What the fuck? What do you mean?" Hey, it was different. In the 90s, you ran from the police, you expected to get your ass whooped, and you got your ass whooped. Now, it don't happen that way because you go to jail for it. And I'm glad we live in this time. You know, I'm not into the the brutality and stuff like that that went on in the 90s, but that's just how the 90s were. So I'm glad we grown from it. And we learned that when you do shit like that, you're wrong. You got to pay the price. Yeah. Reggie, you think LA will build a water system for the wildfires? No, no. The only thing they're gonna do is just make sure those fire hydrants have more water in them. So what they're doing right now is they're trying to stop private companies and all of that from being able to access the fire hydrants because they blaming the fire hydrants being lower water on private companies draining them out and stuff like that. Well, so what they're going to do probably is come up with a system where this is for private companies to clean the streets, to do dirt fields and all of that, and this is designated for fighting fires only. Yeah. Reggie, you touch upon Bosco. Say, so Pac out on bro, fully 100. Say so.
Huh?
So with Pac out on bro, I don't know what you mean.
Yeah.
Put on. I don't believe he was put on. Content God, not like that. Not DP'd. I don't believe that.
And DP means what for people that don't know?
Discipline.
Okay.
Beat up.
Yeah.
DP, the best DP there was. Y'all seen it? Where everybody saw with Crip Mac when they DP'd him and put it on film and stuff like that. That's what a DP. And when his hood they discipline Crip Mac. You got different ways. You got discipline when you're out of line, you can get the DP, and you got one where you get jumped in. Y'all saw that in Colors when the little Mexican kid when they went to jump him in,
Yeah.
and the older OG kept saying, "You want this, little homie? You want this?" They beat him up, and then after they beat him up, they hugged him and treated him like a brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's when y'all first start saying about jumping in and stuff like that in Colors and stuff. The Mexican female girls, they do it a lot. You see a lot of them, they do it a lot. The Mexican gays do it a lot too. I guess they all do it, but I don't know. It's not my world. But I notice I see a lot of the Mexican girls on YouTube or Instagram getting DP'd. Was Tupac a hothead? Yes. Yeah. Why couldn't they just let me do the DP? How do you feel about the Punisher? Yeah, man, that's a great interview over there, huh? I'm surprised the prosecution or Vlad was able to do it prior to the trial being over. Just think if they had to recall him or resubpoena him. I'm surprised the judge usually will order you, don't talk about this case to nobody until the trial is over. I'm very surprised that they didn't get that the judge didn't give an order like that. I've never heard of witnesses going outside before the jury was even before the verdict came back, where the witnesses outside talking. That's very unusual. It's very unusual. Okay, what about Chopper City making the band? He said he's MOB. Yeah. A lot of the guys from New Orleans, Lil Wayne and all of them claimed the MOB, but he said he did that when he was like 14. I don't know. Don't know. That'd be funny. I never heard anybody, but I can honestly say 2006, maybe 2007. Him and Suge was running around with each other real close. He was running around with Suge a lot. He ran with Suge for about 6 months to about 8 months. I haven't heard Lil Wayne new album, y'all. What y'all think about Lil Wayne new album? I haven't heard it. You think they'll call you to the stand? I don't know anything about Diddy, dog. I may have been in Diddy's presence 2 times, if that. And that's just with Suge. So I don't know anything about Diddy. Did Suge owe Big cuz of baby draws getting killed protecting Corrupt? No, Suge had nothing to do with that. Now, one, Corrupt wasn't even signed with Suge at the time. They was on their own shit. What happened on that was the realist had a dude from Texas that came in that was paying people for verses and beats and stuff. And so they was all up there on their own. That had nothing to do with Suge. And I didn't even know about it like that. So yeah. Any Roger Troutman story. Me and Tyrin was talking about that today when we went to Redondo Beach, and got into a big fight with some Mexicans. Hopefully he tell that story one day. If I get Tyrin, we talking about doing something together on the show. If I get him on the show, I have him tell that story. We went and saw Roger perform in Redondo Beach, and we got in. Y'all boy Pac. Yeah, boy Pac got into a big fight at that club. We all had to get out of there. Pac went chasing the dude down the alley and stuff. Oh man, yeah. Roger Troutman. Maybe I'll get Suge. Maybe somebody ask Suge about that incident. What happened that night? Why all these making the band artists now talking about Diddy? Well, Diddy's a hot topic right now. Diddy's a hot topic right now. Well, okay. I don't blame him. It's not that they talking. It's just that everybody getting an opportunity now. Yeah, everybody getting an opportunity, and Art, Art and Vlad are deciding to put them on the platform. Real talk is Mexicans trying to take call back or what, bro? They couldn't talk before. Yeah, that's what I believe. Reggie, you think Angie Martinez will ever know? I think she done sold it, to be honest. If she got a copy, maybe her estate or something like that, whoever, her girlfriend or whatever release it. But I think it's been bought. I wouldn't be surprised if it get leaked by the police if they didn't get it in the raids. One of them motherfuckers release it somehow.
It
They
wouldn't
knew what they
surprise
had.
me. I wouldn't be shocked if the estate had it and they're just sitting on it. The Tupac estate.
You think they would have bought it?
Yeah. If they bought all that other stuff, why not?
That's true. They have been buying up stuff.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
But who knows?
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm. That's what I would bet on.
Yeah, but Angie is more loyal to the East Coast than she would be to the state.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think they're smart enough to know about it.
Yeah.
I don't think
were,
anybody
though, they
over
could
at
make
this.
the case, hey, he flew you out here. He did this. He did that.
Well, but they would have to get money. But I'm saying, I don't think nobody's over there smart enough to say, hey, Angie Martinez has this big value.
Well, Molly was there, so she would probably know,
But
right?
would she know? Molly don't like drama at all.
Yeah, but everything that you've said, hey, do you know about this or this is out there? She's always said, yeah, we know. Right? Or are there instances where she doesn't know about something?
Yeah, that's
There
a
is
good
or there
point.
isn't?
Yeah, I never thought of that. I never thought about the estate.
Yeah.
I always figured Puffy or somebody like
Dizzy.
that had it.
Yeah.
Is she really bow-legged? Huh. I never really looked at him walk. He walked. He did have a funny walk about himself though, or something. Why the Mexicans don't like the blacks in L.A., Reggie? Oh, I never get that impression. I only get that impression when they go to jail, in prison and stuff. I don't really get. Are you talking about the cholos or the? See, you got to the Border Brothers. What type of Mexican? The California Mexicans. They generally just like they hate. Okay, the Mexicans in California that been over here living with us and went to school with us. They hate the immigrant Mexicans more than any of y'all. Than Donald Trump hate them. Trust me. They for this shit more. The ones that are legal are for this more than the illegal ones, or than white folks and all of that. That's been my experience.
I'm looking at an article, Reggie, that says it's on Variety's website. It says Diddy's ex-girlfriend suggests he had a bi curiosity, but he was ashamed to explore it when it comes to the gay stuff.
That's opinionated.
Yeah. And
But
that's just her point of view. Yeah.
that would be yes. But to want to be in another man's net, I mean,
Yeah.
he was rubbing other men nuts on him. He wanted to go and have sex, oral sex, and sex with these women after men had nutted on him.
Right.
That's
true.
nasty.
Yeah.
He's just a nasty motherfucker. Does that make you gay? That I don't know if that make you gay. That just make you nasty.
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know what to say about Diddy. I've been telling you. I remember I used to tell y'all when him and French Montana was singing "Happy Birthday" and all of that to each other. This dude is fighting homosexuality, and all of y'all just hating. You just hating, Reggie. You just hating. Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever. Did Kim Porter get with Diddy? I don't know. Yeah, I know Kim Porter was his biggest. Kim Porter was the first Cassie. John, for the Mac up of the Tupac box set CD, I meant the markup, I think, that never came out, was the cover art or the liner notes booklets created for the prototype that you have?
I don't have it. You remember it, Reggie? Or was at the office?
Yeah, I remember the box. Was that supposed to be in the vault when I had the vault made?
Yes.
Yeah.
From the vaults or whatever.
From the vault, yeah.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be in a vault, like a safe.
Yep.
So what Suge had me doing was making like a vault. And I think we were gonna do 4 discs.
Mm-hmm.
It was supposed to be a 4 disc, and we were gonna put it in there and make it like a safe, and like like a vault. Yeah, I gotta remember what we was going through then. Napster was real big, and so you were trying to create stuff to make people buy, come to the store to buy it, like because everybody was just downloading everything offline.
Yeah,
and so until the record company started suing Grandma and all of them for downloading music, and everybody got scared to download, this is what they were doing. The record companies was doing to try to give you incentives to come and buy the CD and not download it. That's why I started putting like fights and stuff like that on the CDs, because everybody was riding around in the car with those, where you put the CD in and it plays on the screens and stuff like that. So that's why we're trying to do stuff like that to get people to buy, to come in the stores and buy it versus just download it online or go to the swap meet and buy stuff. So another thing that we had did, it never happened, but that's one thing she got in trouble for, where we're gonna do like raffle off a car, sell, wrap off Tupac 63 Chevy. But he ended up giving it to an employee that worked for him, Jimmy did. And so we were supposed to did a raffle on MTV and all of that for people to be able to win it. And I don't know what happened. Well, that never happened. So we were just trying to do things to get y'all to buy CDs and from the stores and not from offline.
Yeah.
Reggie, what's your favorite East Coast rapper? DMX by far. DMX by far. EPMD if you were talking about a group, but individual DMX. Why didn't Dash produce the Dog Father? Good question. DJ Pooh, Snoop just wanted to go with DJ Pooh. He had got them to deal with St. Ives, and he was doing a lot of the videos. And Ice Cube and Pooh had just fell out. Most of y'all don't know DJ Pooh was the one that kind of really wrote most of Fridays with Ice Cube. And DJ Pooh was hot at the time. Yeah, John is Milkbone. Yeah. Leaked this third small verse. Why did okay? Leaked the third. Why do you think TMZ is speaking up for Diddy so much? Are they? I haven't been following that. If you look at this from and you're not really an attorney or anything, most lame people, I'm not saying dumb or anything, I'm saying lame, meaning, people that's not in the legal field, really feels Diddy's going to beat this case. Now, a lot of the Eagles, like Nancy Gray and all of them, are saying you're wrong. Diddy got problems. I think it's one or two people in that jury that's not going to convict him, because all I see is a sexual deviant. So all I see is a pervert. I don't see a criminal yet. Now, if they add the guns, now somebody, that was Wack was saying that that's part of the RICO and all that.
Yeah.
I haven't heard it, but they add the guns and the pink cocaine that they found in the house and all of that. I mean, in the hotel room, maybe, but just on the sex stuff, I don't know if they can convince 12 people. I'll be honest, I don't see a crime, y'all. I might be eating my words in about a month. I just see a perv. Yeah, the guns, but the guns and the stuff like that might get him, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. And to be honest, I haven't watched it enough in depth to but I think Johnny Depp, attorney on the day, he seemed to think the prosecution got a lot of problems. I didn't listen to that interview, but he got a interview on Law and Crime where he's not as convinced anymore about the conviction of Diddy. Well, he just said there was 9 good things that happened during the trial. And Diddy's that's in Diddy's favor. But Nancy Gray, who I don't like, but I respect her legal mind, she's convinced still that that Diddy is going to get convicted. So she's a lot smarter in criminal with law than I am. They got a hard on for him though. Well, Diddy did, if he did some of the things that people allege that we haven't heard, then yeah. But I don't know if we convicted him on what we heard. Now, y'all remember I talked about KK, right? Y'all remember that? Y'all remember I told you she gonna be the first conspirator. Now she's what they call an unindicted conspirator, but she's a conspirator. And I told you she was gonna be the first one. Well, has she got on the stand yet? Has KK got on the stand yet, y'all?
No, not that I've seen.
So it's going to be interesting to hear what KK got to say.
Is she going to be in the defense, or is she turned against him?
No. State. She definitely got an immunity or something.
Damn.
When they call you unindicted conspirator,
Yeah.
that means you got a deal. Junior Phil Potts, appreciate you saying that, man. Low ski, yes, I do. Yeah, I don't believe Parker's the type of dude that would have to lie on his dick. Did you meet Afeni Shakur? Several times. Took her to the mall shopping before. I delivered her the chain, the Machiavelli chain. Seen her at the Mother's Day event. Yeah, I could think of, then shit. Took her up to the prison to see Suge. I've probably been in the presence and had conversation with Mr. Shakur about 10 times in my lifetime. Reggie, how's your health? Talked about it a little earlier. Just trying to get over this being able to breathe stuff, better. This long-term COVID is kicking my ass. But I'll be all right. Do you still have any Death Row t-shirts? Yes. You can go on the website and buy them at the bottom of this video. You can go to the store. I believe. Is that still up, John?
Yeah, they're up. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, you can go to the store and get it. Your boy Wack 100 called her a crackhead. Yeah, he don't know her. He just going based on a song, right? He never met her. You don't listen and believe and take words of people. When I tell you somebody never met them or don't know them, then you take that at value. That's just like Tony Taylor calling me a crackhead, Tony don't know me, he just know me from YouTube or this. He don't know what I do when I get off this, get off YouTube. Nobody know what I do. John don't really know what I do. If I go and hit a pipe or something, now he may know if I have crackish ways and stuff. But to say if I'm a crackhead, he can't even say I am or not. He can say I don't believe, I don't see the ways. Right? So that would be my opinion on white guys. Making statements like that. Jane said on Vlad TV, Wack disrespected his mom. Yeah, we had a conversation that went kind of left. Yeah. What is your advice to the youth? Stay in school. My advice this week would be, if you have a father and he's still alive, whether you're mad at him or not, reach out to him and try to make things right. And if you're good with him, y'all on good terms, try to go to brunch with him, take him somewhere, tell him you love him. Thank you for being involved in my life and for trying to mold me as best as you know how. Dad, I know we both ain't perfect. I know we both did a lot of fucked up shit. But thank you for trying. And if he isn't, try to talk to him to see what happened. And no matter what, to say, I forgive you. Can we try from here? If you can. I understand a lot of people, a lot of things that happen where you can't. But who God could forgive you. Right now, you get on your knees. And I hate talking about religions and politics, so I'll make it quick. But if you get on your knees right now and ask God to forgive you, the Bible said he will, if you mean it and sincere. So if he can do it, why can't you do it? Let's think about that. For those of y'all that's God fearing, if you don't believe in it and all of that, then yeah. But for people that claim to be God fearing, if God can forgive us for our sins and for our mistakes and shortcomings, why can't you forgive someone if you feel that they did you that way? Is Cali a war zone? No, not right now. I mean, they just, man, people like to tear shit up and get free stuff and loot and stuff when it's easy to get. And that's all I forget. That's all I feel is going on. Reggie, favorite music other than rap? Oh, 90s R&B all day. I listen to 90s R&B every night to go to sleep. I 90s R&B all day. Any Big Pimpin' stories? He had a son that looked like him, talked like him, just like him, act just like him. Little Pimpin', they call him. Big Pimpin' was a homeless guy that was met on the streets and had a deep voice, good, good, was most like most street people, knew how to, talk, had, that good word game. Yeah, that was Big Pimpin'. Okay, the supervisor, they said we missed the supervisor, super chat. Super chat, you got that rent. You ain't got to send us no super chat, brother. But we appreciate it. Well, we're gonna get your questions if you ain't responding to somebody. What do you think about what Tyrone said about the red room? Me and him talked about that. He called me today because I guess he didn't want me tapping at it. He convinced, and when he's saying gay stuff, because he did clarify that to me, he's not saying like me and we're having sex with each other. He's saying like he heard things like the peeing on people and the stripping people down and all of that stuff is what he called the gay activities. Me and Tyra are gonna do something within a week or two. We're gonna do something real soon. I told him just to wait. I told him because you know me, I want controversial. I said, just wait till Suge. I said, trust me, Suge gonna be tapping at you and Ray J, maybe me, Tata, real soon. And when he tap at you, you can come on by first. We'll send a camera to you, and we'll let you go in. And so I was gonna send him but it's too late now. We're about to end this real soon. But I was gonna send him the link. I wish I can't hit on what John doing with this because the voice is better. But I wish you could be like I used to could do the 3-way call because I sure would call him. But we're gonna do something real soon. But that's what he meant by the red room. It wasn't like nobody was sitting up there watching niggas have sex and all of that together. He was just saying the gay activities. And once he said that, yeah, I had to agree with him. Did you ever visit Suge in prison? Not on this second stink, no. But on his first stink, probably 2 times more than anyone. Yeah. If somebody went up there 400 times, I went up there 800 times. That's what I mean by 2 times more than anybody. That's weirdo stuff, Reggie. Don't entertain it. Okay. What happened to the Helter Skelter album? Well, that was the Dre album, right? That was supposed to have been a Dre and Ice Cube album.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't. Did y'all really like Nacho Boy and Killer? I wasn't a fan of Nacho Boy and Killer, to be honest. But you got to remember, right after that, that's when Dre was starting to make his exit, and then Tupac came. Tupac came and yeah, he put everything. He put a curveball in everything, and well, he should have. Yeah, I think he got to mention Kendrick Perkins, but I know he's vindictive too. So shout out to the attorney. Y'all know the one I did over there on Vlad Richard Johnson, the old gentleman, the sugar attorney. He's in the hospital currently, and he's not doing real well. I haven't talked to him personally, but my boy Rick said he talked to him and he sounded okay. But Detail, I had him working on Detail, this producer Detail's case, and Detail told me that yeah, he's not doing well at all. So anybody praying, people, if y'all know Richard Johnson, say a prayer for Richard Johnson. He's a good dude, a good brother. Yeah. The DOC put out an album with the same name. Okay. Natural Born Killer was fire. Okay, Kendrick. Okay. I guess different, I will when I always skip past that one because that was the first song on Murder Was the Case, right? And I never listened to that all the way. So I don't know. But I probably because I like the 21 Jump Street so much. And so I used to go to that part and then, I like the East Side, West Side. Sam C, you better recognize. What was your favorite song on Murder Was the Case? John, what was your favorite song on Murder Was the Case? You probably like Come When I Call.
No, I would say Come Up to My Room or 21 Jump Street.
Yeah, I love 21 Jump Street. What was your other one?
Come Up to My Room, the Josie and Dog Pound one.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, CPO. Oh, Dollars and Cent. We slipping on that one. Yeah, DJ Quick, Dollars and Cent. That was a good one. Oh yeah, what would you do was on there? Nate Dogg, One More Day. Okay, yeah. So I tell y'all, Murder Was the Case was off the hook. Yeah. Who didn't make that album that should have been on that album? Who didn't make that album that you was like, damn, where is that person?
Shit.
Who did y'all miss on Murder Was the Case?
That was
Well,
signed. to
Tupac
Death Row?
wasn't with Death Row yet, and he had Thug Life out. So, Tupac was bumping Reggie, you a mark and a rat. I bet you your mother probably want to suck my dick, though. I bet you ask your mama, ask her, say, would you suck that dude dick? Go show a picture of me. And she'll be like, I'll gobble that motherfucker up. Take Gloves, Art. You're right. That's who I was thinking. The Lady of Rage. Ice Cube actually made it. The Lady of Rage. Yep. That's what I was thinking. Yeah. Oh, Lady of Rage. Yep, Junior. Yep.
Pac had a song in it. Was the case? Somebody left a comment that said Pac had a song in it.
No, he was in the video, but no.
Oh, in the movie?
Yeah, well.
You mean in the Natural Born Killer?
Natural Born Killer, yeah. But no, Pac didn't have a song in it. They thinking of Above the Rim, if that's what they're thinking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lady. Only reason I say Lady Ray should have been on it. No one, she was a Death Row artist, but shit, she had just blew up from Afro Puffs on Above the Rim.
Yeah.
And so that should have followed right up. That was like the next album after. What came after that? Was it Above the Rim? Then Murder Was the Case?
Yes.
Yeah. So she definitely should have been on that. I like the eulogy on that album. What was what did
the CPO song? Let me see.
Oh, CPO?
Yeah, CPO.
The Boss Hog? Okay.
I believe so. Let me double check.
Yeah, CPO. I think it's CPO. The Boss Hog.
Yeah.
Yeah, CPO.
Capone featuring CPO.
Yeah. But the club, that East Side, that East Side nigga, West Side nigga used to bang, boy. Oh, you hear that on a nice sound system? That song was off the hook. What's up, Reg? All right, the missus. Okay, respect, thanks. What happened to South Central? That was Big C Style girl. That was his girl at the time, and yeah. Okay, well, man, we really appreciate y'all coming on with us last minute,
Yeah.
and keep lying, motherfucker. Okay, well, call me on the line. I like to talk to trolls too. Y'all get the same views. The truth is hard for you. Okay, well, more so. Getting hard for your fat ass mama is what usually hard for me. That's the only thing hard in my life is getting a hard on for that fat smelly bitch. Man, why didn't Reggie drop her album? Why did Rage drop her album earlier? She had a hard time writing, dog. The boombox guru. Plus, like I said, Pac threw a curveball in the Death Row artist. I mean, he threw a curveball. He stopped Das and Corrupts. They should have had one more single, which was going to be Reality. That got stopped. Rage, Danny Boy. Yeah. And he should. Thank you, Joe Mule, for that. Appreciate you for sending that super chat.
Yeah.
Hey, Reggie, has Suge not been able to bail out Tupac in 1995, and they end up releasing unreleased Tupac materials that Dre was going to say, this is somebody that knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Reproduce. If that had happened, when would Tupac have joined Death Row in 2000?
So when would he have gotten out if he couldn't get bailed out?
4 years.
when would
4
he-
years from 95, so that's why he's about right.
Okay.
Well, he had 4 years left, but I don't know how the time system worked there, if it was 50% or 85%. I don't know how that worked, but he had 4.5 years left. I think he got sentenced to 4.5 years, and he was only in there like 9 months, 11 months, something like that. Okay, but anyway, whatever it would have been. The problem was Time Warner and none of the labels really wanted Pac on their label. Pac was really, Suge was just really trying to generate some funds for Pac, for his family and everybody to live on the streets and to get lawsuits and stuff like that taken care of. That's a great question. Great question. It all depends on how right Suge would have did by him. If Suge would have, continued to look out and did everything that he told him that he was going to do. Joe, it's hard to say. It's hard to say if Pac would have been on Death Row still in 2000, from the relationship in 96, if something wouldn't have happened between them. It's hard to even, the hypothetically think on that. I didn't personally see anything that make me think that they wasn't going to continue to work together. But who would ever thought Snoop would have did what he did to Suge?
Yeah.
Who would ever thought? If Snoop would have just hung in there, stopped dissing and all of that, Suge would have eventually looked out. He would have made shit happen. He would just, fighting in jail. I don't know. There was a lot of things going on. But if Suge would have saved me from going to prison for the rest of my life, as he did for Snoop, I guess the worst thing that you can do is spit in my face or fuck my woman. I don't know. It'd have to be something drastic for me to turn on you. And that's the only reason I used to always give Snoop a hard time. But once again, I still don't say Snoop had anything to do with the murder of Tupac Shakur. And I think it's wrong for Suge to say that on platforms. Yeah. So that would be my answer to that question, Joe. I guess I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. Snoop is petrified of Suge. Suge could beat him. So, oh yeah, Suge could do all of that. But it's hard to fear somebody. It's hard to fear somebody when they're away. You know? And when you're 70, 70 years old men and all of that, you got declining health issues and blind as a bat. Not to my knowledge, not any time I was around SM. I had no knowledge of anyone trying to sign Too Short. You got to remember, Too Short back then was talking about he was in retirement. You remember every album was his last album back then. He was always talking about retiring and stuff. The Bay artists is hard to deal with because they were making so much money in the independent game where it was hard to come talking to them about you could make $1 on an album when they were selling $500, 500,000 records, making $7, $8 an hour an album. That's a hard sell. Yeah, that was a hard sell.
I'm researching these tablets, Reggie. These jail tablets.
Okay.
And then, I'm just curious about them. And it says that you can transfer your funds from a trust account to your global Tel-Link account and then purchase movies and stuff. So you can entertain and shit. Not entertain, but you know what I mean? Like you can pass the time.
Yeah, I'm sure they're PG movies though.
Oh yeah.
They ain't letting them watch crazy movies and stuff.
Yeah.
The TVs we had in the feds, if we didn't have those little fire sticks or the little sticks, man, they had all the good shit blocked.
Yeah.
You can only watch certain channels and stuff.
Yeah.
So they probably watching PG movies and stuff like that.
It says,
but they ain't letting them watching no hardcore shit in there.
Yeah. It says the good things about those tablets is that inmates like them because it gives them phone call and text message capabilities.
Yeah.
And that they like that they can receive earbuds with a microphone for phone calls and video visits.
Yeah.
Bad things are the phone app on GTL tablets. They only turn on from 9 to 11:45 a.m. and then 1 to 2 and then 2:30 to 3:45 and then 6 to 9 p.m.
See, I've been on that. I've been on the phone with that nigga at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah. Oh no, it says it goes. Oh yeah, no, this says 6 to. No. Yeah, it says. But yeah, it also says they would like the access to more free education, law, library, and religious services. People don't like the fact that they have to log in and out with their 8-digit personal identification number and 4-digit passcode every time.
Is that in the state of California? Because I used to have to do that with.
Yeah, the state of California. Yeah. Another source of frustration is GLT's Wi-Fi system going off for 3 hours to 4 hours at a time, even though the GTL worker assures them that the Wi-Fi should be turned on. But it says the movies that they can watch are, at this time, some of the movies were The Italian Job, Mean Girls, Failure to Launch.
So they give them like 3.
Yeah.
So they ain't like you just pick any movie.
Right.
Well, that's cool. I mean,
yeah, I was just curious.
As long as you in there acting, doing what you're supposed to do. The good thing about it is they can take them, I'm sure, at any time.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
They could take them, or they could, cut them off if they wanted to shut off the Wi-Fi to the prison.
Yeah.
So they can do all of that.
Yeah.
Was Suge jealous of DLC? I don't know a reason why he'd be jealous. DLC helped get him in the game, and then once he wasn't able to, he saw he wasn't able to make no money. He had got Dre, and he went with Dre. But DLC was doing a lot of right. Ooh, that's another person that Snoop didn't think, huh? But DLC was more a Dre guy, huh?
But they said
Yeah.
he did a lot of doggy style. He wrote a lot of doggy style.
I know, but he didn't thank him at all. He didn't say nothing about DLC.
Yeah.
Reggie, worst guest you had on Bomb First. Heard him bad.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah. Heard him bad. Tyrone Rice.
Or unfortunately,
or Edie.
Bad night. Yeah, for Edie.
Yeah, Edie. Yeah. Edie will hurt him bad.
But Edie's doing good with his channel. I mean, he's being consistent.
No, I told y'all, Edie is the one y'all need to listen to. If y'all want to hear, huh?
Here's this nutcase, crackhead.
Okay, but Edie is the one y'all need to listen to if y'all want
music.
If y'all want music, Tupac stories.
Yeah.
Then you need to listen to Edie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fake choke, you guys. That's not a real one. Heard Him Bad was a great producer, though. I feel like, and nothing against him, but I feel like some Tupac or somebody instructed him, because afterwards he couldn't do a.
He just want to be funny. That's just Tyrone. Tyrone was always like that.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about as far as
after Tupac died, he couldn't make anything.
Well, yeah, none of them did really.
Yeah,
Daryl didn't.
Yeah.
Shit, Johnny J. Man, don't get me started.
Johnny J did some. I can't say that.
Well, you tell me.
Johnny J.
He did something. Just because you get in the studio, don't mean you made a hit.
Well, yeah, but I mean, he did remix a lot of those Tupac songs that came out.
Oh man, that was already done. No.
Done when?
The songs that he remixed, they were already done by Tupac.
No,
and so he just remixed and did the add horns or something to it.
I don't know about that. You're saying Tupac did original versions and he did remixes while he was alive, and then Johnny J just added one element to it? No.
I'm saying, you said after Tupac's death,
yes,
Johnny J did some hits.
Yes.
And I'm saying because they were already pretty much done, he just had to make the song better, update them.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, it's easy to do that.
And to be fair, he really didn't have any Tupac hits after he died. Troublesome, but that one was done.
That's my point, John. You making my point.
I know. I'm giving you that. Yeah. I'm just saying he doesn't. Yeah, you're right. He doesn't have any legitimate commercial.
QD3 didn't. None of them did.
Yeah, that's true.
None of them. Not a one.
Yeah.
Off of Machiavelli. There ain't one producer off of Machiavelli that had success.
DJ Quick.
Was he on Machiavelli? What did he do on Machiavelli? White Man World?
Machiavelli? No, he wasn't on Machiavelli.
Yeah, that's my point.
Yeah, you're right. Johnny J did Busy Bones album When Thugs Cry was the first single on his debut album, but I don't think it was a hit. I do remember seeing the video, but I don't think it was a hit. I could be wrong.
It wasn't nothing like the first of the month. Oh, you know, motherfuckers.
Crossroads and all that.
Crossroads. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Well, none of that shit. But anyway, I ain't gonna hate on Johnny J. Johnny J was actually one of the nicest persons that you're going to meet that was around Death Row.
Yeah.
If not the nicest. Had nothing bad to say. Always coming to work. Brought in all of his equipment and was there working from the time he came till the time he left. Every day. One of the nicest persons you will meet. Big Sight produced by Johnny J. You're going to tell me that, but you won't tell me the name of the song. The song he did with Edie. If it was that hot, not Edie, well, my boy Napoleon, trust me, they would have put it out. They would have got a deal for it. Johnny J was amazing when he was with Tupac. We talking about after Tupac. Please quote me right, y'all. Or Are You Still Down? That was a remake.
Well, and
Was
to be fair, that beat was already done in '96 when Tupac.
90s, yes.
Yeah. So Are You Still Down wouldn't count. It'd have to be 98 and on.
Yeah.
Which he did good stuff. I'm not saying he didn't produce good stuff. He did an album on Big Sight that was really good, but he did not have any hits.
Yeah.
The remixes.
And that's all my point is. None of them did. David Thomas bitch ass didn't have a hit, in my opinion.
No.
But he made a living for a minute.
Yeah.
But y'all can't tell me a hit. Tell me a hit he made. He did. He just was a bunch of album fullers. Had Papa G not passed away, would y'all eventually had him on a live stream? We were talking about doing it. I had got him on the phone with Art when me and Art was real tight. And him and Art was talking about doing stuff, but he was always sick.
Yeah.
But not Johnny, didn't you have an interview with him or something?
Yeah, Omar interviewed him and we put it up.
Yeah. So Bone first had an interview with him, but I was more so trying to push him because I was trying to get him some money because I knew he was having health issues, and I was trying to push him more towards Art way at the time. And him and Art got on the phone, but yeah, they wasn't. He wasn't. He just said, Reggie, I don't feel well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, call me when I get better. And he never got better. He just went downhill. Tupac Estate got bad. Are those riots? Hey, guess what song will match what's going on today? What Tupac song will match what's going on today that need to be played a lot? Come on, y'all supposed to be able to write movies and stuff like that. What song right now with all this shit going on would you put in a documentary or something like that? Y'all ain't no good.
I don't know.
Oh, there goes somebody. Yep, y'all got it. John and Gerardo Vega. To live and die in L.A. Well, they're saying, L.A. would be nothing without Mexicans? Y'all got to listen to verses, boy. You be playing that with the documentary, with showing all that stuff. You can make a nice video to the song Live and Die in L.A. right now with all this shit going on in L.A. Yeah. But now it's all good. I go listen, I say a letter to my president. Now, y'all go put all of this stuff on. Somebody gonna do it tomorrow, I bet. Gonna make a nice video and play Live and Die LA to all this shit that's going on.
That song is too slow to put to a riot, in my opinion.
I know.
Wow.
Now, what's going on? They're telling the story. Songs and music and stuff is about storytelling. People like storytelling.
Yeah, but we're talking about a documentary, or you're saying a music video.
Well, I'm talking about a fucking video, I said documentary where y'all know I use word word.
Yeah.
But everybody knew what the fuck I meant. Everybody but you.
So it's a riot, John? I didn't say it was a riot.
Oh, it's gonna be a riot if it ain't a riot. It's gonna be a riot. Trust me, by this weekend we're gonna be rioting. If they pull the National Guards back. But what they're gonna do is go watch all the federal buildings. And then what's gonna happen is they're gonna tear up this whole motherfucking city, and then Karen Bass and Governor Newsom. And y'all gotta remember, I am a Democrat at heart. But then what they gonna go do? Oh, we need FEMA to come and rebuild and get this back because we got the Olympics coming and we got the World Cup going and we need to clean up the city now. No, motherfucker, we was trying to protect the city from getting tore up, and y'all didn't want nobody there. Y'all didn't want the troops there. They should be begging. Okay, Donald Trump, yeah, go ahead. Send us as many of these motherfuckers as you got. Go watch this building. Go watch this building. Go watch this so these motherfuckers don't tear this shit up.
It's not like
Anyway.
they're going in the buildings, though.
Huh?
It's not like they're going in the buildings, ransacking it or anything.
Shit, Johnny up there tearing up shit with this graffiti just because you're a fucking graffiti artist. They tearing up. They done
They're peacefully,
they
they're
done looted
peacefully
25
expressing themselves on the wall.
25 businesses.
Yeah.
John, they done looted 25 businesses already.
Looted or spray painted?
Looted.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind then.
Yeah, they
They're
looting and
peacefully,
spray painting. Spray painting is worse than looting.
No,
Looting
it's
you
not.
can replace. Spray painting you can't even clean that shit
Yes,
up.
you can. There's so much removal that you can get rid of the paint so easily.
And they got all along the freeways. Fuck the police. Fuck ISIS.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well,
That shit, man.
that's part of the new age of protesting.
There ain't no protesting. That's vandalism.
They're saying it's human rights, that you can't say that a human's illegal and that they belong with their family and you can't separate them. And that's the route they're choosing to
No,
go.
that ain't the ones the good people that's saying that is not the ones out there tearing up shit.
Well,
That's
yeah, I agree.
motherfuckers
I agree. These self-driving cars and all this shit that people are burning up, it makes no sense to burn down a car. It
like
makes
no
no sense.
shit.
But
Throwing rocks and bricks at cars just as they ride by.
yeah, well, they were doing that to the ICE agents.
No, they were doing that to every car. It wasn't just ISIS.
All right, not ICE.
They were doing it to every car that was going by.
Not ICE.
They're throwing bricks and shit at.
Yeah. Well,
if it was black
what
people,
we see on the news might not
be the most unorganized protest.
Do what?
Mm-hmm. No, somebody that said it was. Yeah, whatever. It ain't nothing tearing up shit. Ain't right. Ain't nothing right about it.
Sometimes you have to do something to get the attention.
Oh, do you think Donald Trump will not keep deporting? Yeah, whatever. This is not going to stop. All
It's not going to stop him at all, but people feel like they want to.
Huh?
People feel like they have the power to try to get him to stop doing something.
Until, and until they get all the National Guards there, they're going to stop. When those Marines start walking around these streets, they're going to stop that shit.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
They're going to stop real quick. Going to get some act right real quick.
Are sleeping on the floor with no food and no beds, just sleeping in the buildings on the floor right now.
Who is?
All those Marines and people that Trump keeps sending. He sent them with no plan.
They used to that. They are trained to sleep in dirt.
I know.
Deserts and shit. So
yeah,
just putting their cot up on a floor is no problem. If they want, they go take over one of these motherfucking hotels. That's what we did in the riots. They took over the Compton Ramada Hotel.
Really?
Yeah. No cops wasn't going on. They were good. They go get a room at the hotel and stay there. It's about to get ugly.
Like 4 or 5 hours.
They got a fucking we got a curfew going on right now.
Yeah. I'm reading right now. It says mass arrests after the curfew is being made. It says dozens detained after some group stayed on the streets in the curfew zone in downtown Los Angeles.
Oh no, they're getting the shit together now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway. Yeah, so the Home Depot this hiring. Oh, that's the worst thing that's doing, messing with people now. People gonna have to be paying white folks labor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the worst thing gonna be having. These contractors gonna be charging so much money, you ain't gonna be having to find nobody.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna be listening to my son the Mayans, what he say. My boy from the Mayans say, yeah, keep fucking with us. Who gonna cut y'all land? Who gonna cut y'all grass? Who gonna clean your house? Who gonna raise y'all kids for you? Yeah. But anyway, I'll get off of this stuff.
It's not the whole city. Yeah, it's definitely not the whole city. It's one small area in downtown LA. It is not the whole city.
Well, right now, but it was in Paramount. It was in Compton. It was in another part.
Oh, it's nationwide. There's protests nationwide.
Yeah, Chicago got it going on right now.
Yeah.
I'm telling y'all, we about to have by Saturday, by Sunday this weekend. I'll talk to y'all Sunday. I'll talk to y'all Sunday. Yeah. This shit's gonna be crazy.
Yeah. All right, we're at the 3-hour 10 mark. What do you want to
Oh
keep
yeah,
going?
we went way over.
Yeah.
All right, so who y'all got? Y'all tell me who y'all got. Y'all got the Pacers or y'all got OKC? I don't think the Pacers can beat OKC, y'all. I think the one game that the Pacers beat OKC, I don't think they could play that bad again. Yeah, I think OKC got it, y'all. Yep. But anyway, on first, we'll talk to y'all again. Y'all got any questions, anything y'all want us to address, hit John up. And because we're gonna start back doing some tapings. Because a lot of people think I'm dead or something. I'm a clone. They saying, where Reggie at? Why you don't show his face no more? Yeah, because I'm fat as a motherfucker, that's why. But other than that, we'll be back this week.
Yep.
All right. Peace, on first time.